Chapter 623. The blue-robed cultivator nodded. All right, we'll do as you say. Back then, Marquis Hanjiang died in battle with the eldest prince. The Wei family had to compromise and secretly pledged their loyalty to the Zhou family for hundreds of years. After this is over, I'll ask the emperor for a reward for the Wei family. At that time, the Wei family will be given the title of County Duke. However, you have to choose reliable clansmen. If this battle is over, there won't be any major battles in Hanjiang County. If this battle is lost and Wei country takes over Hanjiang Pass, Hanjiang County will never have peace in the future. The Zhou family didn't dare to completely trust the Wei family. After all, 500 years had passed and the Wei family had changed a few heads. The cruel Sun Palace had always treated the Wei family well. It wasn't impossible for the Wei family to join the cruel Sun Palace. He said this to make Wei Xuanhu think twice. If this battle was over, Hanjiang County would become the battlefield between the Wei country and Zhou country. The Wei family wouldn't have a good time either. Cooperation couldn't only rely on loyalty and friendship. There had to be common interests and common enemies. Wei Xuanhu said solemnly, "Senior, don't worry. I'll definitely choose reliable clansmen." Then he took out 2 sets of Wei family's armor. 3 days later, the 2 of you will wear this armor and follow me to Hanjiang Pass. The armor was very long and could cover the entire body. There was even a helmet with a visor. When wearing this armor, one wouldn't be able to tell who they were with the naked eye. The blue-robed cultivator put away the armor and returned to the small secret realm. 3 days later, the 2 of them wore the armor and suppressed their cultivation to the middle stage of the Foundation Establishment realm. Wei Xuanhu was already waiting for them. When he saw the 2 of them, he cupped his hands and said, "Seniors, please follow me." The 2 Zhou family's Golden Core realm cultivators followed Wei Xuanhu to the top of the mountain. At this moment, there were already a few Foundation Establishment realm cultivators and more than 20 Qi Refinement realm cultivators waiting there. It was just that Foundation Establishment and Qi Refinement cultivators' armor patterns were not quite the same, and the grades were also different. Wei Xuanhu took out a flying boat and enlarged it to more than 30 meters long. Everyone boarded the flying boat and flew towards Hanjiang Pass in the northwest direction. When they arrived at Hanjiang Pass, the flying boat landed in front of the east gate of Hanjiang Pass. Everyone got off the flying boat. Wei Xuanhu took off his helmet and took out a token. He rushed towards the city gate and shouted, "Wei family's Wei Xuanhu is here to take over the defense." A Zifu disciple of the Crescent Sun Palace peeked his head out, then laughed. "So it's Wei Daoyu. I'll open the door right now." Soon after, the east gate opened and Wei Xuanhu walked in. The Zifu disciple came to greet him. Wei Xuanhu chatted with him for a while, then bid him farewell and headed to the protector's estate. The change in guard of the Frigid River Pass had to be reported to the Golden Core cultivator guarding the place. Wei Xuanhu ordered the other clansmen to take over the western city wall, while he brought the 2 Golden Core realm cultivators of the Zhao clan to the Guardian Envoy residence. The person guarding this place was the Grand Elder of the Cruel Sun Palace, Immortal Yu Yang, who was also at the late stage of the Golden Core realm. He had been guarding the Cold River Pass since the Cruel Sun Palace took it down 500 years ago. Wei Xuanhu brought the 2 of them into the Guardian residence. Spiritual Master Yu Yang received them in the meeting hall. He looked at the 2 golden cores of the Zhao family and smiled. Why did Mystic Tiger bring 2 Foundation Establishment juniors here? The 2 golden cores of the Zhao family attacked at the same time, taking out a blue and a silver long sword. The blue long sword faintly flickered with lightning, while the silver long sword emitted a baleful aura. When the cultivator holding the blue sword attacked, he didn't forget to throw Wei Xuanhu out. When 2 late Golden Core cultivators fought, even the slightest shockwave could kill a Zifu disciple. Spiritual Master Yu Yang was caught off guard and was ambushed by 2 cultivators who were stronger than him. It was impossible for him to dodge. He could only take out his life-bound magic weapon and take on the attacks of the 2. 2 sounds of metal clashing could be heard. Spiritual Master Yu Yang was sent flying, crashing through several layers of the walls of the Guardian residence. Only when he hit the city wall did he stop. The 2 Golden Core realm cultivators of the Zhao family quickly followed him and continued to attack. Spiritual Master Yu Yang hurriedly begged for mercy. Please stop. When the Cruel Sun Palace took down the Frigid River Pass, the Zhao family had already retreated. Since then I've been guarding this place. My hands have not been stained with the blood of the Zhou family. Emperor Zhou has decreed that as long as the cultivators of the three sects are willing to surrender, they can redeem themselves. The cruel Sun Palace is already at the end of the road. Some Golden Core Realm cultivators have already surrendered to Emperor Zhou. I'm also willing to renounce the darkness and join the light. The two Golden Core Realm cultivators glanced at each other and nodded. The blue-robed cultivator took out a blue pearl with a diameter of 3 inches and said with a smile, "The frigid river pass is of great importance. We have to be careful. This is a special Gui water lightning pearl. As long as I willed it, it would explode. As long as you swallow it, I'll believe you for the time being. When the Zhou family army breaks through the cruel Sun Palace's mountain gate and takes over the frigid river pass, I'll take it out for you. If you want to take it out yourself, it will also explode." Spiritual Master Yu Yang hesitated for a while before swallowing the pearl. The blue-robed cultivator said with a smile, "Order the cultivators of the cruel Sun Palace to stop." As soon as they started fighting, the Wei family began to seize control of the western city wall. On the frigid river pass, there were cultivators of the cruel Sun Palace as well as many cultivators of the surrounding families. Now that the Wei family and the cruel Sun Palace were fighting, the cultivators of the other families didn't know who to help. Spiritual Master Yu Yang said loudly, "Disciples of the cruel Sun Palace, listen up, give up resistance. The Netherworld sect has already surrendered to Emperor Zhou and there are not many people left in the cruel Sun Palace. If we continue to resist, we will die. I've already decided to abandon the darkness and surrender to Emperor Zhou. The palace master of the cruel Sun Palace wants to surrender to the Wei state and lead the Wei state cultivators into the pass. We all have a blood feud with the Wei state cultivators. Once they enter, will we have a good time? If Emperor Zhou attacks again, the entire frigid river county will become a battlefield. At that time, the families won't even be able to protect the foundation of their ancestors." Hearing this, most of the cruel Sun Palace disciples gave up resistance. A small number of cruel Sun Palace disciples refused to surrender and were quickly killed under the siege of the Wei family cultivators and other family cultivators. Spiritual Master Yu Yang shouted, "Clean up the pass and prepare to defend against the Wei state's attack." The Wei state had a large camp 300 kilometers west of the frigid river pass. It was impossible for them to not notice such a big commotion in the frigid river pass. It wouldn't be long before they came to take advantage of the situation. Everyone immediately took action, tidying up the western city wall and preparing to defend against the enemy. The blue-robed cultivator took out the cracked white jade token with dragon patterns and crushed it. At the Wanchuan market, the white jade token in front of Emperor Zhou also shattered into pieces. Emperor Zhao's face lit up. "Great, the backup plan left by Big Brother has worked. Now that the frigid river pass is in the hands of the Zhou family, even if the cruel Sun Palace wants to collude with the Zhou state, they are powerless. Everyone get ready, we are going to attack the Myriad Spirit sect." Everyone agreed in unison and went to prepare for the battle. Emperor Zhou took out a jade talisman and sent a message. In the Netherworld sect's meeting hall, Zhao Jinghua took out a jade talisman and said with a smile, "We didn't wait in vain. His Majesty has sent a message that the frigid river pass has been taken. We don't have to worry about the Wei state anymore and can attack the cruel Sun Palace without worry. In addition, His Majesty has ordered everyone in the Zhao family to return to the Wanchuan market. His Majesty is going to personally attack the Myriad Spirit sect. He has appointed Duke Qingli as the Southern Mountain Appeasing Ambassador to lead the cultivators of Linhai State, the Netherworld sect and the Cruel Sun Palace to attack the Cruel Sun Palace." Wang Daoyuan cupped his hands towards the southeast and said, "As His Majesty commands." Zhao Jinghua gave Wang Daoyuan the token that controlled the various formations of the Netherworld sect, as well as the key to the treasury. Then he left the Netherworld sect with a few golden core cultivators of the Zhao family and headed towards the southeast. Wang Daoyuan ordered, "Gu Qingfeng, summon the 2 golden core cultivators stationed at Gold Goose City. Gold Goose City and Origin Mountain will be guarded by Zifu cultivators. Zhong Xianyang, gather all the cultivators of the Netherworld sect who can participate in the battle and prepare to set off at any time. In addition, take out all the pills, talismans, magic tools and other resources of 3rd grade and below from the Netherworld sect's treasury and supply them to the army." The 2 cupped their hands and agreed. The other cultivators also went to work. Chapter 624. Not long after everyone went down, Zhou Xian sneakily came back. He took out a universe ring and said with a flattering expression, "Your Royal Highness, we are old friends. Netherworld sect bullied Wang family before, but it was all that bastard Luo Juyo's idea. Our three families didn't participate. It's just that we old guys have a blood feud with Zhao family. Emperor Zhao is magnanimous and won't lower himself to our level. It's just that the younger generation of Zhao family will inevitably target us. Their lives won't be easy. We heard that your Royal Highness can confer the title of Marquis and below, so we want to work for you. This is the universe ring I got from exploring the cave of an ancient cultivator. The space inside is 500 feet square. The copies of Netherworld sect's inheritance made by my family's younger generation are all inside. In addition, there are some local specialties of Netherworld sect. Please kindly accept them." Although Netherworld sect's three families had titles, their fiefs had not been determined. After Zhao family quelled the rebellion, they would reward meritorious officials. There were Zhao family's relatives, Lin Hai's 13 families, and the old nobles. Netherworld sect's three families were not on the same side as any other power. If there was no one above them, they could live, but after they died, their younger generations would be bullied to death. Wang Daoyuan was also very tempted by this item. The inheritance that the underworld sect had accumulated for thousands of years was a huge treasure to any force. However, he didn't dare to agree easily. If he accepted them as his subordinates, it would be a blatant expansion of his power. It would be easy to be suspected of disloyalty. He waved his hand again and again. "I don't dare to make this decision. You surrendered to Emperor Zhao, not me. Emperor Zhao should have the final say on where the fief is. Besides, there are no large yin veins in my territory." Zhou Xian said with a smile, "We don't dare to ask for success. When His Majesty assigns titles, your Royal Highness can say a few good words. It doesn't matter if there are yin veins or not. As early as 100 years ago, when the Yin Qi and Mingshui River disappeared, we began to prepare. There are some clansmen who practice righteous cultivation methods in the family. Even if there are no yin veins, the family can continue. If we have yin meridians, even if we have to seal ourselves in the bitter cold of the northern mountains, we are willing to do so." Wang Daoyuan nodded. "If that's the case, it's not a problem to say a few words, but I can't guarantee that it will work." Zhou Xianyang's face was full of joy. "It's good that your highness is willing to ask. I hope your highness will kindly accept these local specialties." Wang Daoyuan accepted the interspatial ring without hesitation. It had to be said that Zhou Xianyang was really good at doing things. There were indeed many good things in his interspatial ring. In addition to a large number of jade slips and beast skin books, there were also piles of 3rd and 4th grade refining materials and processed spirit herbs. Naturally, there was also the purple gold jade marrow fruit. He had also gathered all the supplementary herbs needed to form the gold core. Moreover, the seeds of these spirit herbs were still preserved. The local specialties of the underworld sect were really good. He secretly decided that he would also plunder some local specialties from the cruel Sun Palace. 2 days later, the resources and manpower of the underworld sect had been allocated, and they were ready to go to battle at any time. Wang Daoyuan ordered a golden core cultivator from Linhai State to guard the underworld sect. There were also low-level cultivators from the Zhao clan, Linhai State, Guiyuan Sword Sect, and some cultivators under the command of the Duke's Manor. Of course, there were also many cultivators from the underworld sect. The cultivators were a little mixed, so no one could have an absolute advantage. That way they wouldn't dare to cause trouble. Wang Daoyuan led 7 golden core cultivators to the west. He had to take low-level cultivators with him. The cultivators of the underworld sect's Luo clan could not be left out. Wang Daoyuan didn't have the intention to scheme against them. To put it bluntly, the Luo clan's cultivators were just cannon fodder. The losses from the cruel Sun Palace might not be great, but after taking it down there were still battles to fight. Zhou Xianyang, that old fox, knew his attitude towards the Luo clan. Without his orders, he would send the Luo clan's cultivators to the most dangerous place. 10 third-tier flying warships, 1 fourth-tier middle-tier flying warship and 30 flying boats, under the leadership of 8 gold core realm cultivators, headed west. The cruel Sun Palace wasn't far from the underworld sect. It was in the Sunset County, east of Darkwada County. It was said that in ancient times a golden crow had fallen here, so it was named the Sunset County. The cruel Sun Palace was in the Sunset Valley in the middle of the Sunset County. There was something special about the Sunset Valley. There were cliffs on both sides and a lava river in the middle. The lava in other places was 8,000 to 10,000 feet below the surface, but the lava river in the Sunset Valley was only 2,000 feet above the surface. Also, the spirit chi in the lava river was comparable to a rank 4 high-grade spirit vein. The entire Sunset Valley was 500 miles long and 50 miles wide at its widest. The buildings in the cruel Sun Palace were on the cliffs on both sides of the Sunset Valley. There were also huge stone pillars protruding from the lava river. A few buildings were built on these pillars. When Wang Daoyuan and the others arrived at the Sunset Valley, the cruel Sun Palace didn't surrender immediately like the underworld sect. The Sunset Valley was enveloped by a rank 4 high-grade defensive array. Breaking through this kind of defensive array was not something that could be done in a short period of time. They found a rank 3 mid-grade spirit vein east of the Sunset Valley as their temporary base. Then Wang Daoyuan led the Golden Core cultivators to check the Sunset Valley's defense formation. Of course, it was also to intimidate the cruel Sun Palace. Of the 8 Golden Core cultivators, 4 were late-stage Golden Core cultivators. The cruel Sun Palace only had 3 Golden Core cultivators at the very most. One was Sect Master Golden Sun, one was Grand Elder Earth Flame, and the last was Lei Wudao, who had just formed his core. This guy had been nurtured as a Golden Core seedling and had finally formed his core recently. The 3 of them together were 2 times the battle power of Lord Waterfront Sea. They were nothing in front of Wang Daoyuan. Qianyang stepped forward and shouted, "I'm Qianyang, the hidden Golden Core cultivator of the cruel Sun Palace. In terms of seniority, I'm the same as Golden Sun Sect Master. Now the cruel Sun Palace has lost almost all its Golden Core cultivators. It's impossible to stop Emperor Zhao's army. Emperor Zhao has decreed that cultivators of the 3 sects who surrender will redeem themselves and those who betray will be rewarded. After I surrendered, I helped the Duke kill the Underworld sect Master Luo Jiuyou and his brother. I'm now a count. The 4 Golden Core cultivators of the Underworld sect killed the Golden Core cultivators of the Luo family who didn't want to surrender. If you can surrender before the Duke makes his move, you'll be rewarded with a city and a title. After Emperor Zhao quells the rebellion, those with titles will be rewarded with land. Fellow disciples, it's up to you whether you want to be killed or be rewarded with land." After Qianyang finished speaking, there was no movement in the cruel Sun Palace. Wang Daoyuan didn't want to waste time and took out the meteorite fire-controlling gourd. Red and gold flames gushed out of the gourd. Below was a lava river and a high-grade rank 4 fire spiritual vein. The fire spiritual chi was extremely rich. The golden flames quickly ignited the fire spiritual chi and the fire quickly spread. He also took out the vermilion bird fan and used the vermilion bird fire-controlling technique. The vermilion bird phantom attacked the defensive formation with the golden flames. The lava river below was also ignited by the golden flames and the fire became even fiercer. Wang Daoyuan only needed to consume a small amount of spiritual sense to control the flames of the fire-controlling gourd. Not only did he not need to consume spiritual power, he could also continuously extract spiritual power from the golden flames. If this continued, it wouldn't be a problem to last for 10 days or half a month. The attack of the vermilion bird phantom was also extremely powerful under the support of the endless flames. The fiery red light barrier of the defensive formation slightly trembled under the attack. The defensive formation of the cruel Sun Palace should be both offensive and defensive. But this formation was only passive and didn't have the slightest intention of attacking. Fire tribute formations were good at offense and didn't have much of a defensive ability. The cultivators of the cruel Sun Palace abandoned their strengths and used their weaknesses. If this continued, the formation wouldn't be able to last much longer. At this moment, Zhong Xian took out a formation testing disc and began to search for the formation's weakness. 15 minutes later, a late-stage Violet Palace Realm cultivator appeared in the center of the setting Sun Valley, in front of a palace on a stone pillar. He cupped his hands at Wang Daoyuan. "Greetings, Your Highness. The Grand Elder, Palace Lord and Vice Palace Lord have already used the sect's backup plan to escape the setting Sun Valley a day ago. They also took away the talented disciples in the palace, as well as all the inheritances and resources they could take away. Now there are only a few old and weak people left in the formation as well as a few mortals. Please give them a way out and let them go, Your Highness. If you want to kill them, I'll take responsibility. As long as Your Highness agrees, I'll close the defensive formation. Chapter 625. Hearing this, Wang Daoyuan was greatly disappointed. Back then his ancestor had killed 5 golden core cultivators of the Savage Sun Palace, but he was also targeted by the Savage Sun Palace. In the end he was besieged by the cultivators of the Savage Sun Palace and died of exhaustion. He came this time to kill all the golden core cultivators who participated in the siege of his ancestor and completely resolve the enmity between the Wang clan and the Savage Sun Palace. Over the past 500 years, some of the golden core cultivators of the Savage Sun Palace who besieged the ancestor had died in battle. Only Taoist Gold Sun and Taoist Earth Flame were left. He didn't expect that the remaining 2 enemies would escape. Most importantly, they took away all of the local specialties of the Savage Sun Palace, which was unforgivable. Although he was furious, he didn't vent his anger on these abandoned pawns. He said loudly, "Although I have a blood feud with the Savage Sun Palace, every grievance has its perpetrator and every debt has its debtor. If I want revenge, I'll look for golden core cultivators. I won't vent my anger on you." The old cultivator bowed. "Thank you, Duke, for sparing our lives." With that he returned to the palace. A moment later the formation was closed. He brought the old Violet Palace Realm and Foundation establishment cultivators to the main hall to welcome Wang Daoyuan and the others. When the formation was opened, it drew away a large amount of fire spiritual energy, so he didn't feel the power of the lava river. Now that the formation was closed, he felt the power of the fire spiritual energy in the lava river. It wasn't inferior to a high-grade grade 4 spirit vein. In addition, the spiritual energy emitted by the lava river was almost inexhaustible. It was no wonder the Savage Sun Palace was once the leader of the 3 sections. Wang Daoyuan asked, "Where did Taoist Gold Sun and Taoist Earth Flame escape to?" The old cultivator respectfully replied, "I don't know. After the palace master and the others entered the escape passage, they sealed it. It said that the passage leads to the north of the mountain and the Myriad River. I don't know where they went either." This was troublesome. The passage could lead to many places, so it was impossible to determine their whereabouts. Moreover, they could be hiding in the passage. Once he led the others to another place, they could launch a sneak attack and kill the cultivator stationed here. "Take me to the escape passage." The withered cultivator brought Wang Daoyuan to the western cliff of the Sunset Valley. They entered a cave and soon arrived at a large hall. This great hall was the ancestral hall of the Cruel Sun Palace, where the golden core cultivators of the Cruel Sun Palace were enshrined. However, the memorial tablet had already been taken away. The decaying cultivator opened several mechanisms, revealing the secret escape passage. The passage had already been blocked by lava, and the lava had already solidified into rock. He took out the spirit-seeking compass and measured it. A tunnel more than 500 feet deep was sealed by lava. Without the dust-returning flame, it would take a long time to crack open such a thick rock. It was also good that the passageway couldn't be opened. At least he didn't have to worry about someone sneaking through the passageway. If he wanted to know where the cultivators of the Cruel Sun Palace had fled to, he could just ask Zhou Xian for help. Whether he fled to the north of the mountains or the south of the Wanchuan River, he had to show himself, didn't he? He sent a message to Zhou Xian. This place was more than 50,000 kilometers away from Jade Spring Peak, which was already the limit of the communication Jade Talisman. Any further and they would have to use the communication formation as a transit point. Fortunately, Zhou Xian received the message and replied. There were also spies of Blood Shadow among the group of cultivators taken away by the Cruel Sun Palace. Now the cultivators of the Cruel Sun Palace had already reached the territory of the Myriad Spirit Sect. Wang Daoyuan immediately told the Golden Core cultivator guarding the Netherworld sect that the cultivators of the Cruel Sun Palace had escaped through the secret escape passage and might run to the Myriad Spirit sect. Emperor Zhao might have gone somewhere and he could not contact him. There were many legends about the Golden Crow in the Sunset Valley, and the Cruel Sun Sword was said to be forged from the bones of the Golden Crow. He really wanted to explore the situation below, but unfortunately he did not have the time now. The Cold River Pass might still be fighting with the cultivators of the Wei State. If there was no news here, the other side might not be able to hold on. he left a golden core cultivator of Linhai State to guard the Sunset Valley with Gu Wangzong. Most of the cultivators below the Golden Core realm also stayed here. Wang Daoyuan led the rest of the Golden Core cultivators and more than 200 cultivators of the Zhao family to the Cold River Pass. As long as they could guard the Cold River Pass, there would be no more battles north of the Wanchuan River, and they did not need too many people at the Cold River Pass. The next step was to attack the Three River Market, cross the Wanchuan River and attack the territory of the Myriad Spirit Sect. Leaving most of the cultivators below the Golden Core realm in the Cruel Sun Palace would make it easier to attack the Three River Market. West of the Sunset County was the West Frontier County, which used to be the western border of the Zhao state. The entire West Frontier County was crisscrossed with mountains and rivers. It used to be the western barrier of the Zhao state, so it was called the West Frontier County. Later on, the Zhao family continued to expand, destroyed many small states and attacked the Wei state many times. In the end, they seized the Cold River County and the Cold River Pass, and the function of the West Frontier County as a barrier was almost lost. The group continued to head west and soon arrived at the Cold River Pass. At this moment, a great battle was breaking out outside the Cold River Pass. Wang Daoyuan flew more than 90,000 feet high to observe the battle situation. West of the Cold River Pass, 5 Golden Core cultivators were attacking it. With the help of the array formation, the 3 Golden Core cultivators had a slight advantage. Wang Daoyuan took out the White Tiger Blade and condensed 10 sword shadows. He shouted, "Princess Qingli of the Zhao state, Wang Daoyuan, the Southern Mountain appeasing ambassador, is here. The Zhao Emperor's army has recovered the Cold River County, and the Wei state cultivators are retreating quickly. Otherwise we will have to kill a few Golden Core cultivators today." The Cold River Pass had an array formation that forbade flying, and there was also a method to prevent underground escape. He did not dare to go over rashly and could only shout from here. Then Zhou Xian and the others also flew into the sky, revealing the aura of a Golden Core cultivator. Seeing that there were so many people here, the Wei state cultivators were scared out of their wits and hurriedly retreated to the Wei state camp. They did not defend the camp, but let the cultivators below the Golden Core retreat to the west. It seemed that they did not have the courage to continue fighting and were planning to retreat. Perfected Yu Yang and the other 2 also retreated to the city, and then opened the east gate of the Cold River Pass. 2 cultivators of the Zhao family came out of the city to welcome Wang Daoyuan. When they saw him, it was as if they had seen a relative. After waiting for a long time, the Duke is finally here. How is the war now? Why didn't the Zhao family's Golden Core cultivators come? Wang Daoyuan answered, "The Netherworld sect has surrendered, and the Golden Sun rebels of the Cruel Sun Palace have fled with their elite disciples. As long as the Wei state is forced to retreat, there will be no more battles north of the Wanchuan River. As for the Zhao family's Golden Core cultivators, they are now following His Majesty to conquer the Thousand Spirit sect. However, I did bring some cultivators below the Golden Core realm with me this time." The flying warship landed outside the east gate of the Cold River Pass, and 200 Zhao family cultivators disembarked from the warship. The 2 Zhao family's Golden Core cultivators were full of smiles when they saw their juniors. When they saw Zhou Xian and Gu Shanghai, the smiles on their faces disappeared. The silver-robed cultivator gritted his teeth and said, "You 2 old fogies are still alive. Back then you killed many of my Zhao family's men." The 2 of them were so embarrassed that they could not speak. It was inevitable that such a situation would occur when surrendering to enemies. They looked at Wang Daoyuan for help, and Wang Daoyuan naturally did not want the 2 sides to fight. Therefore he mediated, "Seniors, please don't be angry. Now they have surrendered to the Zhao Emperor and killed the unrepentant Luo family cultivators. They also offered the Netherworld sect and various resources. Without them we could only attack the Netherworld sect's mountain gate, and Zhao family would have suffered more casualties. Due to their betrayal and contribution to the city, they have been conferred the titles of Count and Viscount by His Majesty." The blue-robed cultivator said hatefully, "Since His Majesty has forgiven you as his subjects, we naturally do not dare to say anything. Let's put this matter aside for now. County King, please enter the pass." Everyone followed the 2 Zhao family cultivators and the Golden Core cultivators into the pass. The Zhao family cultivators stayed in the city's barracks, while Wang Daoyuan and the other Golden Core cultivators went to the Guardian residence. After everyone took their seats, the blue-robed cultivator asked, "What are the arrangements for the Cold River Pass? Does His Majesty have any orders?" Wang Daoyuan replied, "His Majesty only said that the cultivators north of the 10,000 rivers would be under my control. He did not have any other orders. His Majesty's current location is too far away to send a message. In my opinion, the Cold River Pass is extremely important and must be guarded by absolutely reliable people. It would be safer for the two seniors to oversee this place." Chapter 626. The two golden core cultivators of the Zhou family wanted to go to Emperor Zhou, but they also knew that the Cold River Pass was of great importance and had to be guarded by trustworthy people. As for the cultivators of the two sects who had just surrendered, even Wang Daoyuan did not dare to completely rest assured, let alone them. Everyone stayed in the Cold River Pass for 2 days, during which they went out of the city to provoke the golden core cultivators of Wei State several times. The forces of Wei State hurriedly withdrew. They did not know the current situation of Zhao State and would not attack the Cold River Pass again in a short time. After this matter, Wang Daoyuan left all the cultivators of the Zhao family below the Golden Core realm in the Cold River Pass. The Golden Core cultivators were still the two from the Zhao family and perfected Yuyang. The others left the Cold River Pass and returned to the Sunset Valley. The cultivators who stayed in the Sunset Valley were not idle either. They had now found out the situation of the Three River Market. After the surrender of the Netherworld sect, the defeat of the three sects was set. The defensive value of the Three River Market was almost gone. Everyone withdrew from the Three River Market, taking away all the local specialties and destroying the defensive array formation. Without the defensive array formation, it was meaningless to take down the Three River Market. The cultivators of the Netherworld sect also reported the situation of the battle south of the river. Emperor Zhao led a group of Golden Core cultivators of the Zhao family to sweep westward from the easternmost Linchuan County. The cultivators of the Myriad Spirit sect did not dare to guard the Spirit Stone mine anymore and directly gave up on Linchuan and Longpan counties. West of Longpan County was Jinan County, and west of Jinan County was Myriad Spirit County, where the Myriad Spirit sect was located. The Myriad Spirit sect was located in the southeast of Myriad Spirit County, not far from Jinan County. Therefore, the Myriad Spirit sect did not dare to give up on Jinan County. There were many level 4 spirit veins in Jinan County. The Myriad Spirit sect relied on the level 4 defensive array formation to contend with the Zhao family. Now, Emperor Zhao had taken half of Jinan County and the two sides were fighting in the central part of Jinan County. Wang Daoyuan was appointed as the Southern Mountain appeasing ambassador to attack the Netherworld sect and the Cruel Sun Palace. Now that the two sects had been taken down, Wang Daoyuan could only temporarily stay in Cruel Sun Palace and send a message to Emperor Zhao to ask for instructions on the next step. During this period, Wang Daoyuan could not be idle. Under Qian Yang's lead, he came to the secret realm of the Cruel Sun Palace. The three major sects were able to hide so many Golden Core cultivators mainly because of the mystic realms. Otherwise, such a huge commotion during the Golden Core Heavenly Tribulation would not have been hidden from others. Wang Daoyuan had entered the Netherworld sect's mystic realm before. It was a relatively small mystic realm with a diameter of only about 20 miles. There was only a 4th-tier low-grade attributeless spirit vein and a 3rd-tier high-grade Yin vein. Both were very small and could barely support the tribulation of a Golden Core cultivator. Because it was a special place for tribulation transcendence, there were no local specialties. The scale of the mystic realm of the Cruel Sun Palace was much larger, with a diameter of 100 miles. In the middle of the secret realm was a huge lava lake, and the edges of the lake were rocks formed by the solidified lava. The spiritual energy in the lava was also extremely rich, reaching the level of the middle grade of the 4th stage. Within the lava lake there was a low-grade Tier 4 earth fire. This earth fire was the core of the lava secret realm. Once it was taken away, the lava secret realm would collapse. Earth fire was the most common type of spiritual fire. It was mainly of the fire attribute and was supplemented by the earth attribute. Wang Daoyuan only looked at it and did not touch it. After all, the Cruel Sun Palace had already surrendered, so it was considered Emperor Zhao's property. No one would say anything if he took some local specialties, but if he destroyed the mystic realm it would be a big deal. Moreover, he did not lack this earth fire. Qian Yang took out a yin and yang ring from his cave and cupped his hands to Wang Daoyuan. Your Highness, although my hands are not stained with the blood of the Zhao family, I am still from the cruel Sun Palace. In the future I will most likely be bullied in the state of Zhao, so I want to earn a living under you. When your Majesty quells the rebellion and rewards the meritorious officials, I hope your Highness can put in a good word for me and set my fief in the Qingli commandery. Even if it is in the cold north of the mountains, it will be fine. Wang Daoyuan smiled. That is easy. I can only say a few good words. I cannot decide what your Majesty decides. Qian Yang's face was full of excitement. It is good that your Highness can speak for me. Here are some local specialties of the cruel Sun Palace. Please accept them. Wang Daoyuan liked local specialties the most. Naturally, he would not refuse and accepted the yin and yang ring. The space was not small, about 300 square feet. There were several kinds of 3rd and 4th level refining materials commonly seen in lava, as well as a small number of animal skin books and jade slips. It should be the inheritance of the cruel Sun Palace. Wang Daoyuan was very satisfied with these local specialties. After leaving the mystic realm, he soon received a message from Zhou Xian. The Thousand Spirit sect sent people to Wuqing Pass to contact the state of Song. It was most likely that they intended to surrender to the state of Song. Wang Daoyuan had expected this. Song Yan was a guy who took advantage of every opportunity. When the state of Song took Wuqing Pass, the state of Song suffered a great loss. However, those who died were all golden core cultivators of the subsidiary forces. The Song family did not suffer any casualties. Although the state of Zhao had been fighting for many years and had consumed a lot of resources, it was much better than the state of Zhao being washed by the flames of war. Therefore, the possibility of the state of Song joining in was not small. With the current strength of the state of Zhao, even if the state of Song sent all its forces, it would not be able to swallow the entire state of Zhao. Moreover, Qi, Chu and Wu were waiting to take advantage of the situation. The state of Song did not dare to make such a big move. At most they could ask the Thousand Spirit sect to surrender and take over the entire Wuqing County. The entry of the state of Song would be beneficial to the Wang family. Song Yan was messing around in the south to relieve the boredom of the Zhao family. However, most of the golden core cultivators of the Zhao family were old. In the next 200 years, the number of golden core cultivators of the Zhao family would decrease. The Zhao emperor would have to rely more on golden core cultivators of other surnames. The Wang family was the leader of the foreign forces. The Zhao family did not dare to act rashly. However, they could not let the state of Song enter the hinterland of the state of Zhao. The Thousand Spirit sect still controlled the entire Thousand Spirit County, the almost complete Wuqing County and half of Zhenan County. The original territory of the state of Song was equivalent to 5 counties of the state of Zhao. If the Thousand Spirit sect surrendered to the state of Song now, the state of Song would have 2.5 counties. In this way, the state of Zhao would not have much of a territorial advantage over the state of Song. The state of Zhao would go downhill in the future while the state of Song would rise. After 100 or 200 years, it would be hard to say who would be stronger. Wang Daoyuan hoped that the Zhao family would not have the time to attack, but he did not want the state of Song to invade. After hearing the news, Wang Daoyuan planned to go south immediately to attack the Thousand Spirit County. To the south of the Sunset County was the Thousand Spirit County. He did not plan to take over the Thousand Spirit sect. He only hoped to take over more territory in the Thousand Spirit County. This was to prevent the state of Song from becoming too strong in the future and threatening the stability of the northern part of the state of Zhao. At the Sunset Valley, only Gu Wangzong and a few cultivators below the golden core level were left to guard it. Wang Daoyuan led 6 golden core cultivators and most of the cultivators below the golden core level to the south. He did not care about logistics for this battle. He just wanted to fight with speed. Most of the golden core cultivators of the Thousand Spirit sect were pinned down by the Zhao emperor in Zhenan County. The rest had to guard the mountain gate and important properties. To deal with the state of Song, they had to send powerful late-stage golden core cultivators. They could not spare any manpower to guard against Wang Daoyuan and the others. As long as they could advance fast enough, they could take over half of the Thousand Spirit County. The properties and spirit veins they encountered along the way were not guarded by golden core cultivators. Zhong Yaoting and Gu Xinghai could easily take over spirit veins below level 4 with a few level 3 flying warships. Even places with level 4 spirit veins could not withstand Wang Daoyuan and the other late-stage golden core cultivators. In just 5 days, Wang Daoyuan took over 70% of the Thousand Spirit Sect's territory. He advanced to the Fulong Mountain, which was more than 3,000 miles north of the Thousand Spirit Sect. The Fulong Mountain stretched for more than 5,000 miles from west to east. There was a large-scale level 4 spirit vein and a level 4 defensive array. This was also the last barrier of the Thousand Spirit Sect. As long as they took over the Fulong Mountain, they could use it as a springboard to threaten the Thousand Spirit Sect at any time. Wang Daoyuan had the army camp 500 miles north of the Fulong Mountain, on a small mountain with a level 3 spirit vein. He led the Golden Core cultivators to spy on the Fulong Mountain. Just as they were 50 miles north of the Fulong Mountain, they heard a voice filled with hatred. "Duke Qingli, how have you been?" Wang Daoyuan was shocked. The person who spoke was no stranger to him. It was the emperor of the state of Song Yan. Chapter 627. Song Yan flew out of Mount Fulong and stood 100 li south of Wang Daoyuan. If this fellow could come to Mount Fulong, it meant that the Myriad Spirit Sect and the Song Nation had come to an agreement. It was still unknown how many Golden Core cultivators the Song Nation had. Wang Daoyuan had taken 2/3 of Myriad Spirit County's territory. As he continued to advance, the Myriad Spirit Sect was afraid of being surrounded. Hence, they gave up on the northwest, leaving only the southwest in the Myriad Spirit Sect's hands. Currently, the Myriad Spirit Sect only had 1.5 counties. If the Song Nation obtained these territories, it would be enough to annoy the Zhou Emperor. However, it was not enough to reverse the difference in strength. To Wang Daoyuan, this result was acceptable. It did not matter whether he took Mount Fulong or not. Wang Daoyuan replied, "Why did the Song Emperor come to my Zhou Nation's territory? Is the nephew rebelling against the uncle?" Song Yan's mother was the daughter of Emperor Lai of Zhou, the elder sister of the Zhou Emperor. Song Yan laughed coldly. "The Myriad Spirit Sect and the Cruel Sun Palace have already surrendered to my Song Nation. The territories of the two sects should belong to my Song Nation. The county king has overstepped his boundaries. Please leave the Song Nation's territory." This fellow's tone was a little arrogant. He wanted to take the territories of the Myriad Spirit Sect and the Cruel Sun Palace. He even used the fact that the two sects had surrendered to the Song Nation as an excuse. Wang Daoyuan mocked, "I remember that when the Song Emperor attacked the Zhou Nation, you used the excuse of taking revenge for your grandfather. Since that is the case, the three sects should be rebels. Now that the Myriad Spirit Sect and the Cruel Sun Palace have surrendered to the Song Nation, why don't you take revenge for your grandfather? Using the excuse of taking revenge for your grandfather, you brought your grandfather's enemies to snatch your uncle's territory. The Song Emperor is truly filial." When he said this, he intentionally used his spiritual sense and spiritual qi. With the strength of a golden core cultivator, it was not a problem for his voice to travel 1,000 li. If Wang Daoyuan's words were true, Song Yan's reputation would be ruined. Reputation or prestige might seem useless in normal times, but it could be very useful at critical times. A loose cultivator could not care less, but the leader of a faction could not. Just like before when the sixth prince led the Zhou family to revolt, the three sects holed up in their mountain gates and important industries. The other places were occupied by the sixth prince's men, but the Wang family and the old families of the Zhou state did not take the initiative to surrender. It was because the sixth prince's reputation was so bad that he didn't even dare to fight the person who killed his father. He just watched as his elder brother was killed. If the Song Emperor used the excuse of avenging his grandfather's death to fight for the inheritance with his own uncle, his reputation would be worse than the sixth prince's. The sixth prince could be said to be incompetent and trash, but Emperor Song could be said to be disgraceful. Song Guo was rendered speechless by Wang Daoyuan's rebuke. Naturally, his subordinates could not just stand by and watch. Another golden core cultivator flew out from Mount Fulong and scolded, "You yellow-mouthed brat, your Wang family first acknowledged a traitor as your father and joined the enemy, the Underworld sect. Then you betrayed us and killed the sect master of the Underworld sect. How dare such a person who has neither a monarch nor a father insult our emperor?" Hearing this, the embarrassment on Song Yan's face receded. Looking at the cultivator who had just arrived, he nodded in satisfaction. Wang Daoyuan sneered, Our ancestor died at the hands of the savage Sun Palace. Our Wang family was forced to surrender to the underworld sect. This can't be considered acknowledging a traitor as our father. Moreover, our ancestor is loyal to the first prince. When the three sects attacked, our ancestor also went to help. After the first prince died, he handed the matter to the emperor. Our ancestor should continue to be loyal to the emperor. Our Wang family joining the underworld sect was only a temporary measure. More than 100 years ago, we secretly protected the first prince's eldest grandson Zhou Liang. From the beginning to the end, our Wang family was loyal to the Zhou family. As for the Song emperor, he accepted the person who killed his grandfather and seized his uncle's inheritance. Was it because he had no other choice, or was it a temporary measure? The Song emperor repeatedly led an unjust army and clashed with his uncle. Although the country is big, it is doomed to war. If this continues, the Song state will be in danger of being destroyed. This time, the Song emperor and his subordinates had nothing to say. What they did was not right. With Wang Daoyuan grasping their weakness, they had no way to argue. The Song emperor's face turned ashen. He clenched his fists as if he was about to attack at any moment. However, he held himself back and returned to Mount Fulong angrily. Wang Daoyuan also brought the golden core cultivators back to the mountain where they were temporarily stationed. He reported the matter of the Song state's interference to Emperor Zhao so that he could make preparations to avoid being ambushed by the Song state cultivators. There was no way to attack Mount Fulong. There was a permanent rank 4 array formation defending it and a golden core cultivator overseeing it. With the number of people he had, it was impossible to take it down. Emperor Zhao's strength was not enough to destroy the myriad spirit sect. There was an 80% chance that he would have to negotiate later. During the negotiation process, it was inevitable that there would be fighting and stopping. He needed to make preparations early. This small mountain with a rank 3 spirit vein was not enough to deal with future battles. 150 kilometers northeast of the small mountain, there was a tall mountain. The mountain curved like a crescent moon, hence the name Mount Fulong. There was a rank 4 spirit vein and a rank 4 defensive array on the mountain. Wang Daoyuan moved his men there and made long-term plans. After arranging these affairs, Emperor Zhao also sent a letter to him, telling him to first defend the territory they had conquered. He had to maintain pressure on Mount Fulong and delay the Song state cultivators. This place was too far from Jade Spring Peak. He could not receive Zhou Wan's message. He could only release the soul-chasing bees to scout the surroundings. A golden core cultivator's spiritual sense could cover no more than 150 kilometers. The soul-chasing bees could still escape if they hid a little. More than 2,000 soul-chasing bees spread out in all directions to scout for information. This was to prevent someone from sneaking behind him and cutting off his escape route. In the following days, Wang Daoyuan brought Zhong Xinyang and Gu Qingfeng around Mount Fulong when he had nothing to do. At the same time, he attacked the Song emperor personally and mentally. The battle on Emperor Zhao's side was still ongoing. The myriad spirit sect only defended the few mountains with rank 4 spirit veins. For now, they did not know how many golden core cultivators came from the Song state. Emperor Zhao did not dare to be too rash. On the other hand, the sixth prince was extremely valiant, unlike when he was dealing with Zhong Xinyang. Now he was at the forefront of every battle and was injured many times. After receiving the news, Wang Daoyuan was very surprised. There were indeed people who changed their temperament because of major changes. However, he did not believe that a coward like the sixth prince would have such courage. Half a month later, the Song state cultivators started to participate in the battle on Emperor Zhao's side. The sixth prince even injured a Song state golden core cultivator. In the next few days, the sixth prince was still very valiant, continuously injuring Song state cultivators. After injuring a few golden core cultivators, the Song state did not retreat. Instead, they increased their manpower. In the end, they started to counterattack Emperor Zhao. In order to help share the pressure, Wang Daoyuan also led the golden core cultivators under him to attack the defensive array of Mount Fulong. There were still golden core cultivators guarding Mount Fulong. Wang Daoyuan even injured Emperor Zhao's mind. However, Emperor Zhao did not show himself. The battle on Emperor Zhao's side lasted for a day. In the end, the Song state cultivators were not as strong as the Zhao state cultivators. In the end, they could not hold on and had to retreat. The sixth prince was brave and invincible. He took the lead and chased them into the defensive formation of the Thousand Spirits sect without any obstruction. After receiving this news, Wang Daoyuan felt some admiration for the sixth prince. He really did not expect that the sixth prince, this idiot, would be able to do such a thing. It turned out that the reason he acted so valiantly before was to make Emperor Zhao feel at ease and find an opportunity to betray him. The next day, the sixth prince announced his ascension to the throne at Myriad Spirit Sect's gate. In the Ascension Edict, he criticized the ninth prince for bribing Zhao Jinghua and the other Zhao family members to force him to abdicate. After the ninth prince seized the throne, he was only given the title of Marquis and humiliated in every possible way. Fortunately, his nephew and son-in-law Song Yan came to his rescue. Even the cultivators of Myriad Spirit Sect and Savage Sun Palace could not stand the ninth prince's atrocities. They decided to abandon the darkness and join the light, assisting the sixth prince to restore the state. The edict also praised Song Yan's filial piety, which made Wang Daoyuan feel disgusted. To put it bluntly, wasn't this just a signboard for Song Yan? If the ninth prince restored the state and proclaimed himself emperor, Song Yan would have no reason to attack the state of Zhao. He would use the sixth prince as a signboard and say that he was helping his father-in-law restore the state. The sixth prince obtained the empty title of emperor while Song Yan obtained the benefits of territory. The sixth prince was still as stupid as before to lead an outsider to attack his own territory. Chapter 628. The sixth prince's act of proclaiming himself emperor was no different from playing with a monkey, but it was quite attractive to those with uncertain attitudes. For example, the Luo family cultivators who redeemed themselves with merit might really throw in their lot with the sixth prince. Back then there were still many people who supported the sixth prince. More than half of the Zhao family members under the Zhao emperor supported the sixth prince. There were also many small powers such as the Beiyuan sword sect, who were the sixth prince's hardcore supporters. The majority of the Jindan and below cultivators led by Wang Daoyuan were nurtured by the Beiyuan sword sect. Among them, those with weak willpower or those with wild ambitions might throw in their lot with the Beiyuan sword sect. The Zhao emperor was stationed at Nanli Mountain in the south of Zhenan County. There was a middle-grade 4th-grade non-attributed spirit vein here. 2,000 li southwest of Nanli Mountain was the Hidden Dragon Mountain guarded by the Song Country and Thousand Spirit Sect cultivators. The sixth prince sent a declaration to the Zhao emperor, ordering the ninth prince to immediately abdicate and return the power to him. As for the other Zhao family members, those who abandoned the dark side and joined the light side would be forgiven. Those who stubbornly resisted would be executed without mercy. When the declaration came, the Zhao family cultivators all cursed him. Previously he was cowardly and incompetent, which could only be considered a flaw in his character. Now he colluded with the Song emperor and joined forces with the enemy who killed his father to attack his own brother. This was no longer a problem of a flaw in his character, but rather a heinous crime. Zhao Jinghua bowed to the Zhao emperor. Your Majesty, as a minister, I have the responsibility of disciplining my family members. For such a scum to appear in my family, it is my dereliction of duty. Your Majesty, please punish me. The Zhao emperor waved his hand. As the emperor, I have the responsibility of educating the people. For such a thing to happen, my responsibility is even greater. Now is not the time to blame. Song Yan used sixth brother's name to unite with Thousand Spirit Sect and Cruel Sun Palace to bring disaster to the south. If we can't control him, the Zhao country will probably never have peace. Duke Linhai angrily said, expel him from the Zhao family and leave none of his descendants. The Zhao emperor shook his head. After the Three Sects rebellion, the Zhao family bloodline is already small enough. He doesn't care about his descendants, but I can't bear to fight with them. Zhao Jingbang, with a face full of wrinkles, said, Your Majesty is benevolent, but there is no need to be so magnanimous. Ling Tian, this brat, is a coward who is lustful and greedy for power. He was just an ingrate. No matter how well she treated him, it was useless. I have been in the Song Kingdom for hundreds of years and know Song Yan very well. This brat was like a hungry wolf. As long as he tasted a little sweetness, he would keep chasing and biting. The only way to make him behave was to break his bones so that he wouldn't have any hope of making a comeback. The number of golden core cultivators in the Song clan was too few. In order to destroy his ambition, it would be best to kill a few more of them. Let him not have enough resources to maintain stability, and let the Song kingdom return to its state of disunity. Emperor Zhou nodded his head. What Imperial Uncle said is reasonable. When the war starts, try your best to kill the Song clan's Jindan cultivators. Everyone agreed in unison. Zhao Jinghua cupped his hands and said, Your Majesty, since we want to kill the Song family's golden core stage cultivator, then we will need a top expert to act. There were no particularly strong masters in the kingdom of Song. Only Song Yan's strength was not to be underestimated. He should be about the same as that bastard Zhao Lingtian. In addition to the Imperial Dragon Rebel, there were 3 peak experts. There was also the Dark Nether Rebel. He had the Dark Water Black Turtle. Even outside the water, his strength should be above Ling Jiang. However, the Dark Water Black Turtle's offensive power was not strong. Ling Jiang could barely stall the Dark Nether Rebel. We only have His Majesty and me, 2 peak experts. Facing the enemy's 3 peak experts, it would be difficult to kill them. In my opinion, we should transfer Duke Qingli and Zhou Xian over. Once the Duke uses his minor divine ability and the Golden Crow, his strength will surpass that of Taoist Master Xianming. Last time, Zhou Xian only used his minor divine ability to escape at the 9 Depths mysterious crystal vein. His strength should not be below that of Taoist Master Yulong. We should transfer them over so that we can kill the Song clan's Jindan cultivators. Emperor Zhao pondered for a moment. What Imperial Uncle said is reasonable. Duke Lin Hai, go to Lanyue Mountain and ask Duke Qingli and Zhou Xian to come over. You will temporarily guard Lanyue Mountain and prevent the enemy from threatening the Zhao Kingdom's hinterland. Duke Lin Hai cupped his hands in acknowledgement and left Nanli Mountain. When he arrived at Lanyue Mountain, he conveyed Emperor Zhao's decree to Wang Daoyuan and Zhou Xian. The two didn't waste any time. After explaining the matters of Lanyue Mountain, they concealed themselves and rushed to Nanli Mountain. When they arrived in front of Emperor Zhao, the two bowed. Wang Daoyuan and Zhou Xian greet His Majesty. Emperor Zhao nodded. You may rise. Wang Daoyuan and Zhou Xian thanked him in unison. Emperor Zhao asked, I have discussed with everyone. If we want to defeat the enemy, we must first break their alliance. The Thousand Spirit Sect and the Cruel Sun Palace have no way out and will fight to the death. If we want to break them, we must beat Song Yan into submission. This will require us to kill a few Song clan's Jindan cultivators. The rebel army has Zhao Lingtian, Taoist Master Yulong, and Song Yan, 3 peak experts. There is also Taoist Master Xianming, who is slightly weaker. I wonder if you two are strong enough to deal with these 4? Zhou Xian didn't dare to interrupt. Wang Daoyuan answered first. Your Majesty, among these 4, I have only seen Minister Zong fight with Taoist Master Yulong. Even if I use all my strength, I won't be able to defeat him. Zhou Xian continued. I know a thing or two about the strength of the 4 and the County King. In my opinion, the County King should be slightly weaker than the peak experts. Outside of the water, he can defeat Taoist Master Xianming. The Zhao clan's techniques and spells can somewhat restrain me. Therefore, I don't have the confidence to deal with the 6th prince. But against Song Yan and Taoist Master Yulong, I won't be at a disadvantage. Zhao Jinghua smiled. That bastard Zhao Lingtian is as timid as a mouse. He won't dare to fight. Your Majesty and Emperor Zhao are the rulers of a country and shouldn't act rashly. In the beginning, the enemy will only send Taoist Master Yulong and Taoist Master Xianming. I can deal with Taoist Master Yulong, and Ling Jiang can also deal with Taoist Master Xianming. The County King and fellow Taoist Zhong are very fast in killing the enemies. They can kill the Song cultivators as soon as possible. No one had any objections. They wanted to make some preparations and attack the rest of the Hidden Dragon Mountain. Unexpectedly, the 6th prince took the initiative to attack. The group left the Hidden Dragon Mountain and headed for Nanli Mountain. Emperor Zhao naturally wouldn't let go of the benefits that came to him. He led the cultivators outside the mountain. Of course, Wang Daoyuan and Zhou Xian didn't show up directly. They hid 300 miles north of Nanli Mountain. When they came to Nanli Mountain, they hid their figures. The Song Emperor shouldn't know that they were here. Their concealment techniques were very good. At this distance, Golden Core cultivators would have a hard time discovering them. Soon, a large cloud flew over from the southwest. The Song Emperor and the 6th prince both wore ceremonial robes and crowns. Taoist Master Yulong, Taoist Master Xianming, Taoist Master Earthflame, and 4 late-stage golden core cultivators of song stood beside them. The 6th prince spoke first. 500 years ago the 3 sects rebelled and attacked the country. Before my father died he ordered Zhao Jingwa to give me the seal of mountains and rivers. This is to pass on the throne to me. You actually disobeyed the late emperor's edict and forced me to abdicate. This is a treacherous act. As the saying goes, a just cause enjoys abundant support, while an unjust cause finds little support. I am the legitimate emperor of Zhao State, a monarch of the Tao. First the Song Emperor helped me wipe out the rebels. Later the cultivators of the Myriad Spirit sect and the Cruel Sun Palace repented and were willing to be my vanguard. If you still think that you are a descendant of the Zhao clan, kneel and surrender. I'll spare your lives for the sake of the bloodline of the Zhao clan. Looking at his smug face, Zhao Jingwa couldn't suppress his anger and cursed, "You bastard who betrayed your ancestors. You're just a stray dog, yet you still dare to bark in front of His Majesty. If you surrender now and follow me to the ancestral spirit, I'll still recognize you as a descendant of the Zhao clan. If you still refuse to come to your senses, I'll expel you from the Zhao clan, you vile spawn." After saying that, a blue sword phantom condensed in his hand. Taoist Master Yulong flew over on a cloud and angrily rebuked, "You dare to insult His Majesty, you traitor? I'll take you down and tie you to His Majesty to beg for forgiveness." Taoist Master Yulong's hands were stained with the blood of the Zhao clan. Now he even boasted that he was a loyal subject of the Zhao clan and called Zhao Jingwa a traitor. Chapter 629. Zhao Jingwa didn't have a good temper. The sword in his hand flew out and pointed at Yulong Zhenren. Yulong Zhenren and his flood dragon weren't as strong as Zhao Jingwa, but they weren't easy to take down. His flood dragon flew out, its 2 horns flashing with blue light. He also shot out a blue dragon shadow to block the sword. In an instant the blue light and the dragon shadow were cut apart by the sword shadow. At the same time the sword shadow became extremely dim. Yulong Zhenren had to use his blue sword to cut the sword shadow. Zhao Jingwa had the upper hand in this move, but Yulong Zhenren wasn't at a great disadvantage. Zhao Lingjiang came out of the array and shouted, "Zhao Lingnan, you bastard, do you dare to fight me?" Xianming came out of the array and shouted angrily, "Why does His Majesty need to deal with a traitor like you?" Then he summoned the underworld water black turtle and fought with Zhao Lingjiang. Zhao Jingbang came out of the array and shouted, "Song Yan, Zhao Lingnan, you 2 little bastards, which one of you wants to die?" Song Yan glanced at him and said to the cultivator beside him, "This old thing has been in song for more than 500 years. I know his strength. He can also use the blooming water thunder sword. Although he's not as strong as Zhao Jingwa, he should be about the same as Zhao Lingjiang. Ordinary late-stage golden core realm cultivators aren't his match. Be careful." The 2 golden core realm cultivators of song were about to attack when Earth Flame Zhenren said with a smile, "Even if it's Zhao Lingjiang, it's no big deal. I can deal with him with my strength." Then he flew forward and fought with Zhao Jingbang. Earth Flame Zhenren was slightly weaker, but he could hold on with his strong body. Then Shi Zhizhong came out of the array and shouted, "Come up if you're not afraid of death." The Shi family was a branch of the Zhou family. Although they didn't have much of the Zhou family's inheritance, the quality was excellent. Shi Zhizhong's strength was definitely strong among the late-stage golden core realm cultivators. Even if he wasn't as strong as Zhao Lingjiang, he was slightly stronger than Lord Linhai. It wouldn't be a problem for him to fight 2 ordinary late-stage golden core realm cultivators. The 6th prince said to Song Yan, "This person is a branch of the Zhou family. His cultivation and magic arts aren't weak." Even though Shi Zhizhong wasn't considered a stunning talent, his strength was still very strong. Except for you and me, the other force. In order to act as a puppet emperor, the 6th prince leaked information about the cultivators of the state of Zhao. Song Yan nodded and sent out 2 golden core cultivators from the state of Song. These 2 golden core cultivators from the state of Song were not cultivators from the Song clan. Even if they died, he would not feel any heartache. As for the remaining 2, they were both from the Song clan. He wasn't willing to take them out so easily. Zhao Lingshu came out to provoke them. His strength was about the same as Lord Linhai's. He could fight a man and a beast from the Thousand Spirit sect, but he couldn't defeat 2 ordinary cultivators in the late stage of the Golden Core realm. Only then did Song Yan feel at ease and allow the cultivators from his own family to attack. The last two cultivators from Song country attacked Zhao Lingshu together. Only Zhao Lingyan and Wu Mingjue remained by Emperor Zhao's side. Their strength was at the late gold core stage. If they fought, the two of them together wouldn't be enough for Song Yan or the long-legged prince to practice with, so they wouldn't ask for humiliation. Even though the strength of both sides was different, there wasn't much of a difference in strength. Zhao Jingguo Shizhong and Zhao Jingbang had the upper hand. Although Zhao Lingjiang was at a disadvantage, he would not be defeated for a while. Only Zhao Lingshu was suppressed by the two cultivators from the Song clan. Although these two were not very strong, the Song country's royal family had a legacy of 10,000 years. The might of their various dharma spells was still pretty good. Zhao Lingshu could not hold on for much longer, so he stopped fighting. Relying on the Zhao clan's stronger escape techniques, he slowly fled to the north of Nanli Mountain. When Golden Core cultivators fought, it was impossible for them to stay in one place. They could even fight for several thousand kilometers. Song Yan and the others did not find it strange. 150 kilometers north of Nanli Mountain, Wang Daoyuan and Zhou Xian concealed themselves, waiting for Zhao Lingshu to bring them over. Wang Daoyuan wore the black demon robe and executed the devil concealment art. As long as he didn't expose himself, his opponents wouldn't be able to discover him even if they passed by him. Zhou Xian naturally didn't need to be mentioned. Evil cultivators were the best at playing dirty. The combat strength of a late-stage Golden Core cultivator could be divided into 4 levels according to whether they had the ability to kill. Those who could kill late-stage Golden Core cultivators in a head-on confrontation were third-rate experts. Those who could kill third-rate experts in a head-on confrontation were second-rate experts. Those who could kill second-rate experts in a head-on confrontation were first-rate experts. Emperor Zhao, Song Yan, Venerable Yulong, Zhou Xian, and the others could be called first-rate experts. Zhao Jingguo was at the top of the first-rate experts. Zhao Lingjiang and Venerable Earthflame were second-rate experts. Venerable Xianming, who had left the water region, was at the top of the second-rate experts. Wang Daoyuan and Red Wing Crow were slightly stronger than Venerable Xianming, but they couldn't kill second-rate experts in a head-on confrontation. They could only be at the top of the second-rate experts. Lord Lin Hai and Shi Zhizhong were third-rate experts. Zhou Xian was a true first-rate expert. When he used his full strength, he could even suppress Venerable Yulong. However, he was restrained by the Zhao clan's legacy and was slightly weaker than Zhao Jingguo. Zhao Lingshu, who was slowly approaching Wang Daoyuan, was also a third-rate expert. The two late-stage Golden Core cultivators of the Song clan were just not first-rate Golden Core cultivators. Wang Daoyuan, Zhou Xian, and Zhao Lingshu would ambush the two second-rate experts. If the two of them didn't have extremely strong life-saving methods, they wouldn't be able to escape. Half an hour later, Zhao Lingshu brought the two Song clan's Golden Core cultivators to a spot more than 10 miles away from Wang Daoyuan and Zhou Xian. To a late Golden Core cultivator, this distance was nothing at all. Wang Daoyuan used the Black Tortoise Purgatory and instantly trapped the two Song clan's Golden Core cultivators. Song Yan and the Sixth Prince woke up from their daze and immediately flew towards Wang Daoyuan. However, it was impossible to cover a distance of 300 miles in an instant, no matter how fast they were. Not to mention Zhou Xian was guarding at the side. It was useless for him to come over. It wouldn't take much effort for Wang Daoyuan and Zhao Lingshu to kill the two second-rate Golden Core cultivators. Even if the two of them attacked together, they wouldn't be able to gain any advantage. The two Song clan's Golden Core cultivators started attacking the Black Tortoise Purgatory. The Song clan's legacy was still quite strong. Although they were late-stage Golden Core cultivators, they were still stronger than Luo Juyo. Although the Black Tortoise Purgatory was strengthened, it wasn't strong enough to trap the two of them. Under their attacks, the Black Tortoise Purgatory was on the verge of collapse. Wang Daoyuan took out the White Tiger Blade and summoned 10 sword shadows to attack the Black Tortoise Purgatory. Only he could pass through the Black Tortoise Purgatory with his own methods. Zhou Xian couldn't directly attack the cultivators in the Black Tortoise Purgatory, so he condensed a ball of black smoke and surrounded the Black Tortoise Purgatory. The two Song clan's Golden Core cultivators had just used their full strength when the Black Tortoise Purgatory was about to be breached. 10 white tiger blade shadows passed through the black tortoise purgatory's water wall and slashed across the neck of one of the Song clan's golden core cultivators. This person had a defensive spell on his body, and he also had a life-saving technique on him. However, in front of the 10 sword shadows, he didn't even last a breath's time before his defenses were breached. As the sword shadows slashed across, his head was separated from his body. However, in less than a breath's time, they still breached the black tortoise purgatory. The remaining cultivator shouted angrily, "Wang Daoyuan, you dared to kill a Song clan's golden core cultivator. I'll make you pay with your life." After saying that, he withdrew all his spiritual power back into his dantian and prepared to detonate his golden core. Zhou Xian had a disdainful expression on his face. The black smoke he released earlier enveloped this person. This person's spiritual power started to leak out. Since he couldn't detonate his golden core, he started to struggle violently. Zhou Xian said disdainfully, "With such little strength, you still dare to detonate your golden core in front of me?" At this moment, Emperor Song was already flying over. Wang Daoyuan controlled the 10 sword shadows and attacked the Song clan's golden core cultivator. Zhao Lingshu also used the Gui water divine lightning and attacked him. The Song clan's golden core cultivator soon died. Seeing 2 late-stage golden core cultivators die in front of him, Song Yan was inconsolable. He shouted angrily, "You dared to kill my Song clan's golden core cultivators. I'll definitely kill the 3 of you in the future." Although he shouted very fiercely, his mind was still very clear. When facing Wang Daoyuan and the other 2, even a first-rate expert could only run for his life. Seeing that his clansmen were already dead, he no longer advanced and turned around to return to the 6th prince's side. Emperor Zhao's side had dispatched more people. If they continued fighting, Song Yan's side would suffer even greater losses. As such, he ordered everyone to retreat. Chapter 630. Song Yan wanted to retreat, but Zhao wouldn't let them leave so easily. The cultivators of Thousand Spirit Sect and Cruel Sun Palace were both first and second-rate experts. It would be difficult to kill them. However, the remaining 2 golden core cultivators of Song were only mediocre. Wang Daoyuan and Zhou Xian had no one to restrain them. Both of them were good at sneak attacks. Without needing to discuss through voice transmission, the 2 of them concealed themselves and attacked the 2 golden core cultivators of Song that Shi Zhizhong was dealing with. Seeing the 2 of them disappear, Song Yan and the 6th prince panicked. The others didn't know what to do. Song Yan scanned with his spiritual sense for a long time but couldn't find where they were. Wang Daoyuan was wearing the black demon robe. Even a half-step Yuanying wouldn't be able to detect him. Zhou Xianyang's concealment technique wasn't simple either. From 200 to 300 miles away, cultivators of the same level would find it difficult to see him. Song Yan only discovered Zhou Xianyang's figure when the 2 of them were only 25 miles away from Shi Zhizhong. However, the 2 Song cultivators were suppressed by Shi Zhizhong. It was impossible for them to escape from Zhou Xianyang's hands. When the state of Song attacked Wuqing Pass, all the hidden cultivators were sent out. Only 20 golden core realm cultivators were sent out. When they fought the 3 sects, they lost 5. Just now 2 of their own had died. Now there were only 13 golden core cultivators left. If they lost another 2, Song would only be able to protect itself. They wouldn't be able to interfere with Zhao's affairs. Song Yan didn't hesitate. He transformed into a silver-feathered mystic bird and flew toward Zhou Xianyang. However, he still couldn't find Wang Daoyuan's whereabouts. Zhou Xianyang knew that he had been exposed and had no intention of hiding. He condensed a ball of black fog. Black ghost heads of different shapes flew out of the fog and attacked Song Yan. Song Yan didn't dare to be careless against a first-rate expert. The silver-feathered mystic bird's wings slashed out rays of silver light to attack the ghost heads. Shi Zhizhong was dealing with 2 golden core cultivators. One was a white-haired old man and the other was a burly middle-aged man. The old golden core cultivator was stronger. After killing him, it was easier to pursue the other. Soon Wang Daoyuan arrived beside Shi Zhizhong. He transmitted his spiritual sense to Shi Zhizhong, telling him to attack the old man. Shi Zhizhong waved his hand and unleashed a wave of flames towards the old cultivator. This attack was not particularly brilliant and the old cultivator did not dodge. Instead, the sword in his hand shone brightly and slashed at the wave of flames. The moment he made his move, a long sword with monstrous killing intent suddenly appeared behind him. The long sword instantly slashed down, separating the old cultivator's head from his body. The middle-aged golden core cultivator from the kingdom of Song was scared out of his wits. He immediately burned his blood essence and fled towards the west. Wang Daoyuan and Shi Zhizhong were just about to give chase when two blooming water divine thunder flew over. This was the sixth prince's move. Wang Daoyuan summoned 10 sword shadows, welcoming the 10th water divine thunder. There was no harm in taking the attack of a first-rate master head-on. But Shi Zhizhong was almost killed. This strike was enough to seriously injure him. At this moment, Emperor Zhao also attacked, striking out with a blooming water divine lightning. After a breath, 2 muffled sounds could be heard. Wang Daoyuan's 10 sword shadows were broken into 7. Only then was he able to block the 10th water divine thunder. Emperor Zhao's blooming water divine thunder was equal to that of the 6th prince. The blue spiritual power storm swept over an area of 100 li cultivators below the golden core stage would undoubtedly die if they encountered this spiritual power storm. Early golden core stage cultivators would also lose a layer of skin. Everyone present was a late golden core stage cultivator. Even if they were golden core stage cultivators, they would not be injured by the aftermath. The middle-aged cultivator from the kingdom of Song also took this opportunity to flee for nearly 100 li. It would not be easy to pursue him again. The other cultivators were intimidated by the might of the blooming water divine thunder. At the same time, they were also frightened by Wang Daoyuan's concealment method. They did not dare to continue fighting and retreated towards the west. The strength of those who fought with them was not too different. They simply could not keep them here. The kingdom of Song was defeated and they could no longer pursue. Both sides returned to their respective homes. Trivial matters such as cleaning up the battlefield were left to those low-level cultivators. Everyone returned to Nanli Mountain while talking and laughing. Soon, several Zifu disciples from the Zhao family carried the corpses of the 3 golden core stage cultivators to the hall. The rule of the battlefield was to obtain resources by killing the enemy cultivators. Those who participated in the battle were entitled to a share of the spoils. Wang Daoyuan had participated in the killing of the 3 golden core stage cultivators. Of the 3, Wang Daoyuan was the main participant in 2 of them. Naturally, he received the most resources. The 3 had come to the kingdom of Zhao to fight, so the things they brought with them were relatively simple. They were nothing more than medicinal pills for healing, spiritual power and spiritual sense recovery. There were also a few 4th-grade magic tools. Wang Daoyuan distributed the medicinal pills for healing and spiritual power recovery to the others. He kept the medicinal pills for spiritual sense recovery and the 4th-grade magic tools. In total, he obtained 25 high-grade 3rd-grade soul awakening pills, 3 high-grade 4th-grade defensive magic tools, 1 mid-grade 4th-grade defensive magic tool, and 1 high-grade 4th-grade long sword. The 3 golden core stage cultivators' life-bound magic tools were not of much use. After dividing the spoils, the Zhao emperor said with a smile, "In this battle, the county king and Reverend Zhenyang killed 3 golden core stage cultivators. The kingdom of Song originally only had 15 golden core stage cultivators, and we still need to leave some to oversee the kingdom of Song. I'm afraid it will be very difficult to send more golden core stage cultivators to participate in the battle of the kingdom of Zhao. Everyone, how do you think we should fight next?" Zhao Jinghua said, "With the county king and Reverend Zhenyang's concealment methods, unranked golden core stage cultivators will be easily killed. The kingdom of Song, the myriad spirit sect, and the cruel Sun Palace together will not be able to gather more than a few unranked golden core stage cultivators. I'm afraid they won't send more golden core stage cultivators to fight with us." Using unranked golden core stage cultivators to fight unranked golden core stage cultivators was the Zhao emperor's consistent tactic after ascending the throne. Previously, when Wang Daoyuan was commanding the battle, the unranked golden core stage cultivators were guarding the rear and did not directly participate in the battle. The weakest of the cultivators who directly fought with the enemy was a weak 3rd-grade cultivator like Gu Qingfeng. This was also because the Zhao clan had a strong inheritance and a deep foundation that they could gather so many unranked golden core stage cultivators. Although unranked golden core stage cultivators could contend with 3rd-grade golden core stage cultivators, they could easily become expendable. In case of defeat, they were the easiest to kill. It was better to use them to guard the rear and maintain their deterrence. The Kingdom of Song and the two sects did not have enough unranked Golden Core stage cultivators. If they continued to fight, they would be continuously consumed and would soon be unable to hold on. Zhao Jingbang was also somewhat worried. Although that brat Song Yan is somewhat impetuous, he is not a fool. The Golden Core stage cultivators cannot outlast us and will definitely defend the Hidden Dragon Mountain and the Myriad Spirit Sects mountain gates. This way it will become a war of attrition. Our Kingdom of Zhao's various industries have suffered heavy losses. Without 8 to 10 years, it will be very difficult to recover. Although the Kingdom of Song is small, its industries are complete. We may not be able to outlast them. The Zhao Emperor sighed. Imperial Uncle's words are correct. When sixth brother swept through the various regions, apart from the Clear Glass County, the other regions suffered heavy losses. The resources in Linhai Prefecture and Green Willow Prefecture will not last for too long. If we drag on for a few more years, we will run out of resources to recover our spiritual power, spiritual sense, and heal our injuries. The County King is very resourceful. Do you have any ideas? Whether or not a Golden Core stage cultivator could recover quickly had a great impact on their overall battle strength. Wang Daoyuan pondered for a long time before replying, I have a plan, but it will be risky. The Zhao Emperor laughed. How can there be no danger on the battlefield? The County King can speak freely. This plan is mainly to deal with the Kingdom of Song. The Kingdom of Song has already revealed 5 Golden Core stage cultivators. There are only 10 Golden Core stage cultivators left in the Kingdom of Song. It is unlikely that they will leave the Kingdom of Song and come to our Kingdom of Zhao. The current Kingdom of Song and the cultivators of the 3 sects combined are not our match. Why don't we leave the unrated Golden Core stage cultivators to guard the spirit veins? The Golden Core stage cultivators of the 3rd rate and above can cross the Hidden Dragon Mountain and attack the Myriad Spirit Sects industries that do not have grade 4 spirit veins. We can also intercept the Kingdom of Song's flying ships transporting resources. If they do not come out, we will leave them with no resources to supply. As long as they dare to show themselves, regardless of whether they come to intercept us or cut off our logistics, we can take advantage of them. We can take this opportunity to give them a ruthless blow and leave behind 1 or 2 of their Jindan stage cultivators. If this continues, let's see who will be the first to give up. Of course, the risks are not small. If Song Yan really takes a wild gamble and draws out a few more Golden Core stage cultivators from the Kingdom of Song, we may also suffer heavy losses and even lose our current advantage. Chapter 631. From Wuqing Pass to Wanling County, there were no impassable natural barriers like Hanjiang Pass. As long as the Golden Core cultivators had the advantage, they could cross Mount Fulong and stab the enemy from behind. Mount Fulong was not flawless. Nanli Mountain faced the easternmost part of Mount Fulong. There were not many spiritual mountains within 3,000 miles of Mount Fulong that could be defended. It did not affect late-stage Golden Core cultivators much. As long as the enemy was not strong enough, they could easily retreat after plundering the resources. Crossing the pass could be dealt with through attrition. However, the Golden Core cultivators of Song were not strong enough. What could they do if they did not dare to face the enemy head-on? If Song Yan really went crazy, they could transfer a few more Golden Core cultivators from Song to maintain their advantage over the Zhao cultivators. They could then use attrition to stall the Golden Core cultivators of Zhao. When the time came, the Zhao cultivators would have to sacrifice some of their cultivators to force their way out. Otherwise, they would continue to fight. However, if they continued to fight, they would not even have a place to meditate and recover their spiritual sense and spiritual power. In a few days, they would be out of combat power. Everyone in the hall fell into deep thought. If they used this method, they would be taking a huge risk. However, if they did not use this method, the enemy would not come out no matter what. They could not outlast the enemy. In the end, Emperor Zhao answered, "We can try this. Song is not having a good time." Previously, 15 Golden Core cultivators attacked Wuqing Pass before they left Song territory. Something happened, they could return in time. Wuqing County is very long and narrow. It is more than 50,000 miles from north to south. News from the rear cannot be transmitted in time. Once Qi, Chu and Wu attack, they will not be able to return in time. There are too few third-rate cultivators in Song. Even if they send reinforcements, It will not be easy to keep us here. There are many things waiting to be done in Zhao. We cannot afford to waste time. I do not plan to unify the country in one battle. I only want to make Song unable to attack. Zhao's territory is much larger than Song's. In the east we can borrow High Prefecture to obtain the resources in the sea. If we continue to fight, Song will not be able to defeat us. This decision was extremely correct. It was also what Wang Daoyuan wanted to see the most. Song only had 12 golden core cultivators left. If they did not rest for 100 or 200 years, they would not be able to recover. In 100 or 200 years, how many golden core cultivators could he produce? If he hadn't left Beiyuan Zhou Xian, he would have to be at least half a step into Yuanying. At that time, it would not take much effort to kill a first-rate golden core expert. No matter how much trouble they caused, no one dared to have any ideas about the Wang family. Although the people of the Zhao family were a little reckless, they were not stupid. The state of Zhao had been lost for more than 500 years, and after a series of wars, its vitality was almost depleted. Now he was like a big guy who had just recovered from a serious illness. He might not be able to defeat a healthy little guy. It would be better to stop the battle first and wait for his body to recover before taking revenge. To put it bluntly, the war between the Zhao state and the Song state was a family affair of the Zhao family. Since the main family didn't have any objections, outsiders couldn't care less. Since Emperor Zhao did not wish to accomplish the task in one fell swoop, then it was easy to handle. Even if they did not seek to cause much damage to the Song nation, they could simply avoid fighting with the Golden Core cultivators. They could just bully the other party's flying ships transporting resources and manpower. If they ran away after taking advantage of the situation, it wouldn't be difficult for them to escape unscathed as long as they were in good condition. In terms of manpower, Zhao Lingyan and Wu Mingjue were overseeing Nanli Mountain. Together with the formation, they were more than enough to defend. Lord Linhai and Qianyang had to be taken away from Lanyue Mountain. Qianyang was from the Cruel Sun Palace. Now that there were also Cruel Sun Palace cultivators on the other side, they would not feel at ease leaving him behind. With Gu Qingfeng, a third-rate cultivator, and Gu Xinghai and Zhong Yaoting, it would not be a problem to defend. Emperor Zhao and the 6 people of the Zhao family, plus Wang Daoyuan, Zhong Xinyang, Shi Zhizhong, and Qianyang, there were a total of 10 third-rate golden core cultivators and above. The Song state and the 2 sects had less than 10 late-stage golden core cultivators in total. In terms of individual strength, they were far inferior. The group of 10 people rode on a 4th-grade flying ship. They circled around the south of Mount Fulong and swaggered all the way to the Myriad Spirit sect. This greatly frightened the cultivators guarding the sect. They thought they were going to attack the mountain. In the end, the ship circled around the sect and continued west. Along the way, they destroyed any property that did not have 4th-grade formations protecting it. It was also worth a try to attack a property that had a 4th-tier low-grade array formation but did not have a golden core cultivator guarding it. Wang Daoyuan, Zhong Xinyang, and Lord Linhai's attainments in formations were not bad. It was not difficult for them to destroy a 4th-grade formation. Wang Daoyuan released the soul-chasing bees to monitor Wuqing County in the south. As long as the Song state's flying ships transported resources, they would intercept them. In the next 20-odd days, they intercepted more than 50 flying ships. The Myriad Spirit sect and Mount Fulong did not receive any more resources from the Song state. The Myriad Spirit sect's territory of 1.5 counties was destroyed. More than 20 third-grade properties and 5 4th-grade properties were destroyed. At the eastern foot of Mount Fulong, Song Yan and the 6th prince sat side by side in a large hall. Both of them did not look too good. Everyone in the hall was also dejected. The resources at the rear could not be transported up, and many of the nearby properties were destroyed. Even if there was no war and the consumption of resources was minimal, they could not afford such a mess. The several counties in the east of the Zhao state were recovering various properties. Not only were the Song state and the 2 sects unable to recover, but they were also being destroyed. This was especially so for the Song state. Every time they were intercepted, they would lose several flying ships, hundreds of cultivators, and large amounts of resources. After a few years, the Zhao state's properties would more or less recover. Then they would have an overall advantage over the Song state. Venerable Yulong asked, Your Majesty, the Song Emperor, should we transfer a few golden core cultivators from the Song state over and use attrition tactics to eliminate the Zhao clan's golden core cultivators? The sixth prince also revealed a yearning expression as he looked at his nephew and son-in-law. Once the Song state lost, the Song Emperor could leave and still preserve the Song state. However, the sixth prince's reign would come to an end. It would be good if he could keep his life. The Song Emperor shook his head. The other side has too many golden core cultivators. If we want to gain a huge advantage, we will need at least 7 or 8 late-stage golden core cultivators. This way the Song state will be empty. The Qi state, Chu state and Wu state might take advantage of the situation. Furthermore, that vile spawn Wang Daoyuan's concealment methods are too strong. If he did not take the initiative to attack, I would not be able to detect him. His strength is about the same as Venerable Xuanming's, and his offensive methods are extremely strong. If he sneak attacks a golden core cultivator, he can kill them in one strike. Even if we win, the Song state's golden core cultivators will be wiped out. Furthermore, we might not be able to kill many of them. If we continue fighting like this, it will be too much of a loss. Let's seek peace. I will do my best to protect my father-in-law. The moment Venerable Xianming said that, the Song nation's golden core cultivator who narrowly escaped death relaxed. That Venerable Xianming had personally seen Wang Daoyuan behead his companion with one strike. If that Venerable Xianming had to face Wang Daoyuan again, it would be no different from sending him to his death. Venerable Yulong showed an unsightly expression. His side was at a disadvantage. If he wanted peace, he would have to sacrifice many benefits. Would the Song state sacrifice its own benefits? That was absolutely impossible. The sixth prince and the cruel Sun Palace did not even have an inch of territory. What benefits could they sacrifice? In the end, wouldn't the 10,000 spirit sect have to bleed? However, Venerable Yulong did not dare to say anything. If he angered the Song Emperor would return to the Song nation and ignore this matter. If that happened, the 10,000 spirit sect would not just be sacrificing its benefits. Emperor Zhao might even kill it. The cruel Sun Palace's venerable earth flame showed an indifferent expression. He had nothing to lose, so he was not afraid. He had already lost his sect. If he ran over to the 10,000 spirit sect to be a grandson, he would just flee to the Song nation. In any case, he would be a grandson. There was no difference. The sixth prince was extremely unwilling. However, he did not dare to say anything. He only had the empty title of emperor. He did not have a single golden core cultivator under him. With the Song Emperor's promise, the Song Emperor would not hand him over. Even if he could not become emperor, he could still go to the Song nation and become a father-in-law. At the very least, he would not lose his life. No one objected. Song Yan continued, "Since no one has any objections, let's do it this way. I will send someone to ask Emperor Zhao for peace." Chapter 632. A Zifu disciple flew towards Nanli Mountain from the eastern foot of Mount Fulong. Outside the Grand Array, he shouted, "Senior Zhao clan who is guarding Nanli Mountain, I have something to discuss with you on Emperor Song's orders. Senior, please let me in." Zhao Lingyan did not let him in. Instead, he sent a Zifu disciple of the Zhao clan to talk with him outside the formation. Emperor Zhao was leading Wang Daoyuan and the others to intercept several flying ships at the border between Myriad Spirits County and Wuxia County. Suddenly, he received a message that Song Yan wanted to negotiate. After taking down several flying ships, he took all the resources and left no one behind. Emperor Zhao took out a jade talisman and asked, "Song Yan sent people to Nanli Mountain to negotiate. What do you think?" It was not appropriate for outsiders to express their opinions on such a major matter. Wang Daoyuan and the others remained silent. Zhao Jinghua laughed. "It seems our methods worked. We didn't waste the past 20 days. It seems Song Yan has been hurt. In my opinion, let's negotiate first. We've taken quite a lot of resources in the past 20 days. We can go back and rest. If the negotiations fail, we can come back again. Otherwise, Song Yan might send a few more golden core cultivators to fight with us. The small mountains south of Mount Fulong aren't much of an obstacle to us." Since the Zhao clan had spoken, the others naturally followed suit. After all, killing behind enemy lines was like putting one's life on the line. No one wanted to keep doing this. Since no one had any objections, Emperor Zhao agreed. The group boarded the flying warship and returned to Nanli Mountain. After several rounds of Zifu disciple contact, both sides agreed to negotiate. The location of the negotiation was on a small mountain without a spirit vein between Nanli Mountain and Mount Fulong. Emperor Zhao sent Zhao Jinggua, Zhao Jingbang, Wang Daoyuan, and Shi Zhizhong, 4 golden core cultivators, to participate in the negotiation. The state of Song sent its last remaining golden core cultivator, Adept Yulong, Adept Xianming, and Adept Earthflame. Everyone arrived at the small mountain. On a flat area halfway up the mountain, tables and chairs were already set up. Both sides sat down. Adept Yulong said, Emperor Song and His Majesty mean that the north and south emperors of the state of Zhao will rule across the river. The north of the Wanchuan River belongs to the North Arch and the south to the South Arch. Shi Zhizhong smiled and said, Our emperor's intentions are clear. The Song nation will withdraw from the Zhao nation's territory. The traitor Zhao Lingtian and the traitors of the Thousand Spirit sect and the cruel Sun Palace had all come to the South Li Peak to receive their deaths. Since our differences are so great, there's no need for us to talk anymore. Anyway, the backyard of the state of Zhao won't be on fire. Let's see how long Qi, Chu and Wu can endure. If someone were to perish, it would be the Song kingdom that would perish first. Our Zhao kingdom still has some time to prepare. As soon as he said that, the Jindan cultivator from the kingdom of Song lost his cool and said hurriedly, Dayu, calm down. It's inevitable that there will be differences in peace talks. We can discuss the terms slowly. Both countries had been through war for a long time and had suffered great losses. If we continue to fight, no one will benefit. Instead, Qi, Chu and Wu will take advantage of us. Wang Daoyuan smiled contemptuously. There's no problem in continuing to fight. I just want to kill all the cultivators of the cruel Sun Palace to avenge the old ancestor. After the Qi, Chu and Wu kingdoms finished fighting the Song kingdom, they should rest, right? It wasn't as if they didn't have any conflicts, so it was impossible for them to continue working together. After destroying the Song kingdom, they will fight because they can't divide the spoils equally. If we continue to fight, the Song kingdom will definitely perish, but the same can't be said for the Zhao kingdom. Daoist Earthflame's expression changed slightly, but he didn't dare to say anything because he didn't have any territory. The more the Zhao kingdom acted like they didn't care, the more the Song kingdom felt uncertain. Daoist Xianming smiled apologetically. Dayu, calm down. We don't want both sides to suffer losses. Since neither side can accept the other's terms, let's each take a step back. The two emperors are equal. The South Emperor only wants Zhenan County, Wanling County and Wuqing County. What do you think? Zhao Jinggua stood up and clapped his hands. Why don't we go back? From what they said, we seem to have lost and have to give up the territories we took. I don't think we should just admit defeat. We should continue fighting. The Song kingdom's resources are really good. Let's snatch some back. The Jindan cultivator from the Song kingdom spoke again. Everyone, don't be anxious. We can discuss the terms slowly. If it really doesn't work, we can remove the title of South Emperor and demote him to prince. However, we can't give up any more territories. To the Song kingdom, the sixth prince's identity was not important. Territory was the most important thing. Zhao Jingbang snorted coldly and said, If you want territory, sure. However, if you have the ability to fight, that will be the territory of that evil creature. If you don't have the ability to take it down, why are you talking nonsense to this great me? If you can't get it on the battlefield, do you think you can get it with your mouth? The Jindan cultivator from the Song kingdom answered, There are too many differences in the issue of territory. Let's put it aside for now. The sixth prince can remove his title. As a feudal lord of the Song kingdom, the territories north of Wuqing Pass will be his conferred land. What do you all think? After holding it in for a long time, this fellow finally revealed his true motive. He wanted to turn the Zhao kingdom's territory into the Song kingdom's. Zhao Jinggua slammed the table and stood up. The Zhao kingdom will not give up an inch of land. Even Wuqing Pass belongs to my Zhao kingdom. Your agreement with the 3 sex traders has nothing to do with my Zhao clan. If your Song kingdom dares to take an inch of my Zhao kingdom's land, we will take down the Song capital at all costs, slaughtering the entire Song clan. My Zhao clan will not hesitate to be exterminated. Zhao Jinggua was an official of the Zhao kingdom and could be considered the Zhao clan's clan head. His words basically represented the Zhao clan and the Zhao emperor's wishes. Everyone knew what the Zhao clan was like. Once they were enraged, they would not rest until they defeated their opponent. Back then, the Zhao clan was angered by the Wei kingdom and attacked the Wei kingdom along with the mediator, the Zhou kingdom. They even took over an entire county. If the Zhou kingdom could not suppress the Zhao clan, the Song kingdom's strength would not be enough. Since the two sides could not come to an agreement, the negotiators did not have the right to make more concessions. They could only find another day to negotiate. 3 days later, the two sides negotiated again. The Song kingdom's golden core cultivators were easy to negotiate with. They immediately said, "Our emperor agrees that the sixth prince can be the feudal lord of the Zhao kingdom. Wuxia County, Myriad Spirit County, and Zhennan County will be the sixth prince's conferred lands. However, Wuxia Pass will belong to my Song kingdom." Wang Daoyuan smiled at Zhao Jingguo and the others. "I told you. There is no need to continue negotiating. Without killing Song Yan, there is no point in negotiating. If we kill a few more golden core cultivators, they will know how to speak." Zhao Jingguo and the others also pretended to stand up and leave. Venerable Xinming quickly dissuaded them. After the previous negotiation, the differences between the two sides are much smaller. We can continue negotiating. If the Zhao kingdom has any requests, you can state them. Zhao Jingbang showed an indifferent expression. His Majesty's meaning is very simple. The Zhao kingdom will not give up an inch of its territory. Wuxia Pass must belong to the Zhao kingdom. That evil creature Zhao Lingtian can be the feudal lord. However, the conferred lands will be limited to the Zhao kingdom's territory that you currently control. We will not give up any more. The Song kingdom's golden core cultivators did not hesitate and directly answered, "We agree to the Zhao kingdom's request." The moment they said that, the 4 golden core cultivators on the Zhao kingdom's side were stunned. Why did they agree so readily? Wang Daoyuan quickly reacted. It might be that the Song kingdom's backyard was on fire. However, since he already said it, it would not be good to change his mind. If he angered Song Yan, this rash person might really do something like perish together with the Zhao kingdom. Moreover, if the Song kingdom was destroyed, the Zhao kingdom would have to face the Qi, Chu and Wu kingdoms directly. It would be extremely disadvantageous for the Zhao kingdom. It was better to let the Song kingdom have a certain level of self-protection and act as a shield for the Zhao kingdom. The Song kingdom, the Thousand Spirit sect, and the Cruel Sun Palace could not make any more concessions. Afterwards, the two sides discussed various details. 1 day later, the Zhao kingdom and Song Yan signed the peace treaty. On the same day, the sixth prince announced his abdication and the Zhao kingdom conferred him the title of Zhennan prince. It had been exactly 29 days since the sixth prince announced his abdication. It was 1 day away from a full month. When the sixth prince was conferred the title, Wang Daoyuan mocked. "The emperor is not even a full month old. He is the first in history." The other golden core cultivators of the Zhao kingdom also mocked him. Although the sixth prince was timid, his skin was thick. Even after being mocked like this, his expression did not change. Chapter 633. Both sides reached an agreement and Song withdrew its troops. Emperor Zhao left Zhao Lingyan and Zhao Lingshu behind to guard Lanyue Mountain and Nanli Mountain. The others returned to Three River Market and prepared to reward them according to their contributions. Although Zhao had not been unified, only 1.5 counties had not been recovered from the 13 counties of the past. Moreover, the owner of the remaining half county was still the Zhao family in name. On the surface, the Zhao family had completed the great task of restoring the country. Since they had completed the great task of restoring the country, they naturally had to reward the meritorious officials. The former capital of Zhao was north of Wanchuan River and 2,000 kilometers northwest of Three River Market. It was called Longyu Plain. It belonged to Three River County and was close to Guangyuan County, which had the most spiritual fields, spiritual herbs and spiritual grains in Zhao. Longyu Plain had a circumference of 1,000 kilometers and was surrounded by mountains. There were also 3 high-grade 4th-grade spiritual veins and many rivers around it. It was an excellent place to build the capital. Longyu City in the past had a circumference of 800 kilometers and was the largest city in Zhao. However, when the 3 sects rebelled, they razed Longyu City to the ground. Now not even the ruins were left in Longyu Plain. Zhao had not been truly unified and that scum, the sixth prince, still occupied the southwest. If Emperor Zhao wanted to show his legitimate status, It was best to build the capital in its original place. Zhao had many things to do and was unable to build such a large city in a short time. Emperor Zhao decided to make do with what was available and temporarily set up the capital at Three River Market Square. When Zhao recovered from the chaos of war, he would rebuild Longyu City. Three River Market was not far from Longyu Plain, so it would be convenient to move the capital in the future. Naturally, the meritorious officials would be rewarded in Three River Market. The original Three River Market's guardian mansion became Emperor Zhao's temporary residence. All the Golden Core cultivators who participated in the war came to the guardian mansion. Even the Golden Core cultivators who died in Linhai Prefecture were present. Although they had died in battle for the sixth prince, they were nominally for Zhao family. During the Three River Market's battle, many cultivators of the three sects were killed. These Golden Core cultivators who died in battle also contributed. The Guardian Mansion's meeting hall was transformed into a court hall. Emperor Zhao sat high on the main seat while Zhao Jinghua and Zhao Jingbang, the two elders, stood on either side. Below him, Zhao family members and foreign cultivators stood on two sides. The Zhao family was in the east, headed by Lord Linhai. In the west, Wang Daoyuan was the leader. Emperor Zhao opened his mouth and said, "This time in sweeping away the rebels, all of you have contributed greatly." Duke Qingli was the one who contributed the most. He had cut off the Yin Qi of the underworld sect and depleted the strength of the three sects in the mysterious 9 underworld crystal mine. He had killed many powerful enemies. In the end, they forced the underworld sect to surrender and recruited several experts such as Immortal Zhenyang for the imperial court. Only then did the emperor's army gain the absolute upper hand. After settling the cruel Sun Palace, he led his troops down south and took over half of Wanling County. After that, in Nanli Mountain, he joined forces with Immortal Zhenyang to kill 3 Golden Core realm cultivators from the Song Kingdom. In the end, he proposed the strategy of cutting off the enemy's retreat, forcing the Song nation to seek peace. Without the county king, even if they could restore the country, they would suffer heavy losses. The promise that he had made to the county king would be fulfilled immediately. In addition, the north of the mountain was in chaos and needed experts to guard it. The prefecture king was extremely powerful and Qingli Prefecture was adjacent to the north of the mountain. This heavy responsibility could only be handed to the prefecture king. From now on, everything in the northern part of the mountain will be decided by the duke. The highest surname outside of the Zhao kingdom could only be conferred the title of county king. At this stage, Wang Daoyuan could no longer be conferred the title of duke. Handing the heavy responsibility of guarding the north of the mountain to him was actually giving him more land. In the past, the Zhao kingdom had taken over a large territory in the north of the mountain. Many of the Zhao kingdom's soldiers had established their families in the north of the mountain. Later, when the three sects rebelled, these families lost their support and gradually declined. Now there were still many small families and sects remaining. The Beiyuan sword sect was the largest among them. When these small forces were combined, they were still very impressive. The Zhao kingdom's strategy was not bad. In the future, the Zhao kingdom's national policy would be to recuperate. After that, they would deal with the remaining forces of the Wanling sect and Cruel Sun Palace. In the next few hundred years, they would not be able to send troops to the north of the mountain. After the massacre in the north of the mountain, the war between the demons and half-demons had eased a little. However, it was still ongoing and there was still a risk of it becoming bigger. If those small human forces did not have anyone to support them, they would be destroyed sooner or later. Rather than watch them be destroyed, it was better to hand them over to Wang Daoyuan. The expansion of the Qingli commandery to the north was beneficial to the entire human race. The Zhao kingdom's previous rulers had never been careless about the greater good of the human race. After that, it was time to reward the members of the Zhao kingdom. Although the Duke of Linhai did not participate in the battle much, he made a lot of contributions by contacting various parties. His title was already the highest in the Zhao kingdom and there was no room for more titles. He could only be given land in the Linchuan commandery. Zhao Jinghua fought the most. Although he did not kill a strong enemy, he always blocked the enemy's strongest cultivator and acted as a stabilizing force. He was a duke before and the title of a duke could not be given easily. Thus, he was given the hereditary title of Duke of Anghua. The original title of Duke of Anghua was attached to Zhong Jingqing and could not be passed down to the younger generation. As for the other members of the Zhao family, They were all given the title of Marquis. Gu Qingfeng contributed the most to the Linhai prefecture families. Although he did not kill a strong enemy, he fought from the beginning to the end and was given the title of Marquis. The land given to him was the Gu family's original land in Linhai prefecture and another piece of land in the Linchuan commandery. The other Linhai prefecture families with golden core cultivators who participated in the battle were all given the title of count and a piece of land in the Linchuan commandery. Heangshi clan, Linchuan Shan clan and Hanjiang Wei clan, the remaining old aristocrats, regained their titles and lands and gained some land and autonomy. Finally, there were the defected cultivators of the Netherworld sect and the Savage Sun Palace. The Zhou Emperor said, "You defected cultivators of the Netherworld sect and the Savage Sun Palace and committed a heinous crime. However, you have repented and made great contributions. Your previous crimes will be forgiven and the promised titles are still in effect." Xinjiang Daoist made great contributions in the battle against the Song Kingdom cultivators and was given the title of Marquis. Do you have any objections? Zhong Xinjiang and Qianyang looked at Wang Daoyuan, hinting for him to help say a few good words. Since he had received benefits from others, he couldn't just leave them be. Wang Daoyuan cupped his hands and said, "Reporting to your majesty, although Zhong Xinjiang and Qianyang have abandoned the dark side and joined the light side, they still committed a great crime. If they are placed on the same level as us cultivators who have always been loyal to the Zhao clan, we will not accept it. In my opinion, it would be better to give them a piece of land in the bitter cold north of the mountain as punishment." Once these words were spoken, the cultivators of the Zhao clan naturally had no objections. These defected cultivators were all enemies. Even if they could not be killed, they could not be let off easily. Putting them in the bitter cold north of the mountain to suffer was the most suitable. The old nobles and the cultivators of Linhai prefecture also agreed. They had always been loyal to the Zhao clan, but they were placed on the same level as the defected enemies. They would only feel comfortable if they were placed on a lower level. Zhong Xinjiang and the others also had no objections. They had paid a great price for this. This way they could take care of the majority of people, so the Zhao Emperor naturally had no objections. The Duke's words are reasonable. In that case, the defected cultivators of the Netherworld sect and the Savage Sun Palace will be given a piece of land in the northern part of the mountain. Zhong Xinjiang and the others thanked the Zhao Emperor in unison. There were not many people left in charge of etiquette in Zhao state, so their titles had not been decided yet. After rewarding everyone, the Zhao Emperor smiled and said, "The junior of the Duke's clan, Wang Mingshan, has an outstanding innate talent. I have a few granddaughters. Qingshuan's third daughter, Yu Miao, is more than 130 years old, about the same age as Wang Mingshan. Her cultivation base is at the middle stage of Zifu realm, and she may be able to form her gold core in the future. What do you think, Duke, about betrothing Yu Ying to Wang Mingshan?" Wang Daoyuan naturally had no objection to the matter that had been discussed before. Zhao Qingxian was the crown prince, and his daughter would be the princess in the future. Wang Daoyuan quickly cupped his fists and said, "It is Mingshan's good fortune to be able to marry the crown prince's daughter." The Zhao Emperor nodded and said, "It's good that the Duke agrees. This time, we were able to seize the Cold River Pass in time and block Wei State's road to the east, thanks to the backup plan left by my eldest imperial brother. My eldest imperial brother was supposed to inherit the throne, but he died in the hands of traitors. Fortunately, the Wang clan protected his eldest grandson Zhao Liang. Now that Zhao Liang has married into the Wang clan, I won't force him. But Zhao Liang has many descendants. Is it possible for one of them to return to the clan and continue eldest imperial brother's line?" Chapter 634. Wang Daoyuan was not surprised that Emperor Zhao brought up this matter. At that time, the eldest prince was the most prestigious successor, and finally received the approval of almost all of the Zhao family's subordinate forces. Before the eldest prince died, he asked someone to give Emperor Zhao a backup plan, which meant that the eldest prince intended to let him be the successor. In this way, he could also increase the legitimacy of his succession. At this time, he proposed to continue the eldest prince's bloodline, which could also show his deep brotherly relationship with the eldest prince. Wang Daoyuan replied, "Replying to your majesty, Zhao Liang's descendants are not few. The eldest son Wang Mingting's talent is not bad. He entered the divine weapon pavilion, and is now my younger brother Wang Daoyin's disciple. The rest of the sons have already left the mountain for many years. Each has a big family. It is too troublesome to acknowledge their ancestors. Only the youngest son Wang Mingzhe, who is now more than 40 years old, is still unmarried. Mingzhe is a 3 spiritual roots cultivator. His main spiritual root is the 7-inch 7-part water spiritual root. Letting Wang Mingzhe acknowledge his ancestors. I don't know if your majesty is satisfied? Wang Mingzhe acknowledging his ancestors. It would also be very beneficial for the Wang family. He is already more than 40 years old and his feelings for the Wang family are very deep. Once he acknowledges his ancestors, Emperor Zhao will, no matter what, train him well. In this way, the Wang clan and the Zhao clan would have an additional link to strengthen their relationship. Emperor Zhao nodded. A 3 spiritual roots cultivator, 7-inch 7-part water spiritual root. It can be considered a top talent. With water spiritual roots, he can practice my Zhao family's ancestral cultivation method. In the past, Imperial Brother wanted to practice the Gui Shui Divine Thunder, but he could not. Now his grandson can be considered to make up for his regret. Imperial Brother was Imperial Father's eldest son. He should have inherited the throne. Unfortunately, he died at the hands of a traitor. He should have been posthumously bestowed the title of prince. Mingzhe succeeded to the title of Duke Yanxi. Minister Zhong Jingqing, the matter of Mingzhe acknowledging his ancestors will be handed over to you. In the future, let him follow you to practice our Zhao family's inheritance. The Zhao family does not easily bestow the title of prince. Even if it is a child of the imperial family, if he has a great merit, he can only be bestowed the title of duke. The title of prince is extremely rare. Generally, it is not a hereditary title. The younger generation can only be bestowed the title of duke. The only person who can inherit the title of prince is the Lin Hai Wang. The first-generation Lin Hai king was the younger brother of the founding emperor of the Zhao country. He made great contributions to the country and was granted the hereditary title of king. Wang Mingzhe hadn't made any contributions, so being conferred the title of duke was already a great bargain. Zhao Jinghua cupped his hands and said, "This subject obeys the decree." This subject still has one more matter to consult His Majesty. What should he do with Zhao Lingtian's descendants? No matter how well these people treat them, they're just a bunch of ingrates. Emperor Zhao sighed. No matter how muddle-headed 6th brother is, the younger generation is always innocent. Our Zhao family's descendants have withered. We can't fight among ourselves anymore. Among 6th brother's descendants, only the mortals were allowed to stay. They were treated the same as the other clansmen. As for the cultivator clansmen, send them to 6th brother. Emperor Zhao's political skills were really not weak. Mortals did not know anything. Even if they were kept alive, they would not be able to stir up any big waves. They could even increase the Zhao family's population. The descendant of the 6th prince was destined to be an ungrateful wretch. It was definitely not suitable to keep him in his hands. If he killed her, it would make him seem too heartless. Right now the 6th prince was truly alone. He did not have a single person under him that he could use. He was just a puppet. Song country itself had a lot of troublesome matters, so he would not invest much strength in Zhao country. His subordinates were still the Thousand Spirit sect. If he sent his descendants there now, it would also increase his authority. With the 6th prince's virtue of being greedy for power, once he had his own people, he would definitely want to seize power. If he roped in the Cruel Sun Palace, he could really contend with the Thousand Spirit sect. If the 6th prince's side fought among themselves, it would be easier for Emperor Zhao to deal with them in the future. After discussing these matters, the non-Zhaojia cultivators also left the Three River Market and returned to their fiefdoms to restore their businesses as soon as possible. Wang Daoyuan also bid farewell to Emperor Zhao and returned to Clear Glass County. Emperor Zhao was still quite generous. He sent out a 4th-rank flying warship, carrying half of the emperor's ceremonial armor, to send Wang Daoyuan back. Only the 1st-generation Lin Hai king could use half of the emperor's ceremonial armor. Wang Daoyuan rode the flying warship all the way back to Jade Spring Peak. The clansmen on Jade Spring Peak were all happy. This time the cultivators that Wang Daoyuan had brought with him had suffered minimal losses. When they were attacking Myriad Spirits County, none of the Wang clan's foundation establishment cultivators had perished. With the Zhao family's victory, the Wang family's position was also stabilized. The whole Clear Glass County plus Green Willow Province was the Wang family's territory. When the ancestor was alive he could only dream about it, but now he really did it. Wang Daoyuan greeted the 12th uncle and the 3rd brother. Just as he was about to go to the underground cave and talk about life with Zhou Xian, he received a message from Shizhenbang. He was ordered by Emperor Zhao to hand over the territory around 100 Rivers Lake to Wang Daoyuan. This was really accurate, but Green Willow Province was of great importance and could not be delayed. Wang Daoyuan sent a message to Zhou Xian with his spiritual sense, then led more than 10 cultivators from the Treasury Department to Green Willow Province. When he arrived at Green Willow Province he found that it was not as lively as before. After the baptism of war in Zhao, many small families were directly destroyed. Many of the rogue cultivators in Green Willow Province were recruited by Emperor Zhao. Some took advantage of the destruction of other families to occupy spiritual mountains and establish their own families. There were about 100,000 rogue cultivators left in Green Willow Province, so it was still a large market. Moreover, as long as the war stopped, the number of rogue cultivators would rapidly increase. In less than 30 years, they would be able to recover to their previous level. When he arrived at Green Willow Province he scanned with his spiritual sense and found 2 early golden core cultivators in a cave in the north of the island. One of them was Shizhenbang. He flew to the cave and the 2 also walked out of the cave and bowed. "Greetings, Your Highness." Wang Daoyuan waved his hand. "No need to be so polite." Shizhenbang introduced, "Your Highness, this is Zhao Yuqi, the eldest son of the Crown Prince." Wang Daoyuan carefully looked at Zhao Yuqi and found that this person was familiar. It was Zhao Qi that he met when he traveled in the Xianin market. "Your Highness is really brave. When you were in the foundation establishment stage you came to the Xianin market." Zhao Yuqi looked puzzled. "Your Highness, how do you know that I was in the Xianin market when I was in the foundation establishment stage?" Wang Daoyuan smiled. "When I was in the 3rd level of the foundation establishment stage, I used the name Zhou Ming and stayed in the Xianin market. At that time, a late foundation establishment stage cultivator named Zhao Qi wanted to recruit me to join the Xianin Guard." Zhao Yuqi pondered for a moment before he came to a sudden realization. That fellow Taoist Zhou from back then was actually the Royal Highness? So we are old acquaintances. The 2 exchanged greetings for a while and then Shizhenbang said, "Your Highness, we are under the order of His Majesty to hand over Green Willow Province to you. Please accept it." After that he handed the basic account book and several tokens to Wang Daoyuan. "This is the account book of all the industries in Green Willow Province, in addition to the tokens to control the formation and the key to the treasure house." Wang Daoyuan took these things and handed them to the cultivators of his own finance hall. Under the leadership of several foundation establishment stage cultivators of Green Willow Province, the people of the finance hall went to receive the industries and the treasure house. Shizhenbang cupped his hands and said, "Your Highness, do you want to see the secret land of Green Willow Province now?" As early as the first meeting, Wang Daoyuan guessed that there was a secret land hidden under Green Willow Province. Now that the whole Green Willow Province was handed over to Wang Daoyuan, there was nothing to hide. Wang Daoyuan nodded and Shizhenbang and Zhao Yuqi took him into the cave. There was a tunnel in the cave, leading all the way down. This tunnel was connected to many stone rooms, and it went down to more than 2,000 feet underground. At the end of the tunnel the 3 came to a stone room. There were many tree roots on the walls of the stone room, and in front of them was a light screen. Wang Daoyuan used his spiritual sense to examine the light screen, and found that there was an entrance to a secret land, but it was obviously different from the ones he had seen before. The entrance to the mystic realm was completely supported by an array formation. In that case the mystic realm behind the light screen should be man-made. The difficulty of creating a man-made secret land was extremely high, much higher than an improved secret land like the 5 Elements secret land. The Zhao clan definitely did not have this ability, so it should have been left behind by the Valley of Beasts. Chapter 635. Man-made mystic realms required one to control and use spatial laws at will. Even Yuanian cultivators couldn't do it. Refining storage bags and yin and yang rings was also considered the use of spatial laws. However, that was only the use of spatial artifact patterns. Artifact patterns and runes were a form of materialization of laws. To create a brand new artifact pattern from scratch, one had to have a deep understanding of the laws and be able to materialize them. Those who learned this artifact pattern only needed to copy it and didn't need to master spatial laws. Runes, array patterns and elixir patterns that Wang Daoyuan had yet to learn were all the same. Man-made mystic realms had both advantages and disadvantages compared to natural mystic realms. The advantage was that it was easy to modify and was less affected by the great world. The disadvantage was that it didn't have much room for growth. What it looked like after it was created would be the limit of its growth. It would only gradually decline and wouldn't grow on its own. The spirit veins wouldn't grow as well. In order to make a man-made mystic realm grow, a large amount of spatial-related high-grade spiritual items would have to be invested. Ordinary natural mystic realms had the chance to grow gradually. Natural secret realms like the 5-element secret realm that had been artificially modified were much more stable than natural secret realms, but they had less room for growth. Zhao Yuqi, Shizhenbong and Wang Daoyuan entered the light screen together. Inside was a cylindrical space with a diameter of more than 200 miles and a height of 10,000 feet. The entire space was very flat. Other than the spirit fields, there were springs, streams and small lakes. There were traces of spirit plants being moved away from the spirit fields. However, there were also plenty of Class 3 and Class 4 spirit plants. There was even a Class 3 inferior grade quintessential fruit tree. There was a Class 4 middle grade attributeless spirit vein in the mystic realm. Its branch spirit vein covered the entire mystic realm. Every place in the mystic realm had the potential to cultivate spirit fields. This was also one of the advantages of man-made mystic realms. Every place in the mystic realm had high value. The edge of the mystic realm was a rock layer. In order to save space, all the buildings were built close to the rock wall. Zhao Yuqi cupped his hands and said, "My Royal Highness, according to Imperial Grandfather's instructions, half of the spirit plants in the space will be moved away and the other half will be left for the Royal Highness. The Zhao family has many things to do and we are also lacking in all kinds of spiritual plants. I hope that Your Highness will forgive us." Wang Daoyuan waved his hand and said, "It doesn't matter. These spirit herbs were found by the ancestors of the Zhao clan. I have nothing to say even if you guys take them all. It's already good enough that you left half for me." Zhao Qi then pointed at the buildings on the cliff and smiled. "There are places to live, cultivate and practice spells. There are also places to refine pills and forge weapons. This man-made mystic realm has existed for countless years. Even my Zhao family only discovered it by chance a few thousand years ago. Although it had been developed for thousands of years, their knowledge was limited. Now that the handover is complete, we still have to report back to Imperial Grandfather. If Your Highness doesn't have any other instructions, we'll take our leave." Wang Daoyuan had nothing else to say, so the two of them took their leave. He used his divine sense to explore the various spirit plants and found that they were very complete. From level 1 to level 4 there were all kinds of common spirit plants. All the spirit herbs needed to refine the Jade Marrow Vitality Enhancing Pill were available here. The materials needed to refine the Gold Formation Pill could be gathered now, and they were all alive. Apart from spirit herbs, there were also many spirit trees here. There were fruit trees and many spirit trees used for forging weapons. For example, there was a small forest of phoenix feather fur that Wang Daoyuan had obtained from the Zhou Empire's auction. There were over 100 of them here. Among them there were over 50 level 3 phoenix feather fur. It had to be said that the Zhao Emperor was truly generous. He had even left behind 2 mu of level 3 spirit grains. These spirit grains looked very similar to the level 2 yellow sprout millet, except that the grains had purple gold veins on them. They should be the purple gold yellow sprout millet cultivated by the Zhao family. Level 3 spirit grains were of great help to Violet Palace realm cultivators in increasing their cultivation. For a power, the value of a level 3 spirit grain might be even higher than that of high-level spirit plants. After all, high-level spirit plants usually grew for hundreds or even thousands of years. No matter how much they planted, they wouldn't be able to increase their strength in a short period of time. Although the purple gold yellow sprout millet was a level 3 spirit grain, it only needed 30 years from planting to harvesting. For Violet Palace realm and Foundation establishment cultivators, this amount of time was still bearable. It was just that the purple gold yellow sprout millet's requirements for the spirit fields were too high. Wang Daoyuan also dug up a few stalks and moved them into the space of the spiritual pearl. It wasn't impossible to grow level 3 spirit grains near the life spirit fire. This could be considered a backup plan left by the Zhao family. The Zhou Emperor relied on this secret realm and the resources around the 100-river lake to save up enough resources to revive the country. Without the resources of the Green Willow province, they wouldn't have been able to revive the country. In this secret realm, there were close to 500 mu of level 4 spirit fields, 3,000 mu of level 3 spirit fields, and 50,000 mu of level 2 spirit fields. There were very few level 1 spirit fields. If they continued to develop, almost all of the land could be turned into spirit fields. It was just that the demand for manpower was too high. The family's resources were too thin and there were too few cultivators. The current spirit plant farmers weren't enough. They could only try their best to maintain the level 3 and 4 spirit fields and increase the number of spirit plant farmers in the family. The value of these spirit fields had already exceeded the sum of all the properties of the players. The Wang family's Jade Spring Peak also had a medium level 4 spirit vein, but there were very few spirit fields. It wasn't near the spirit vein, where they could casually open up a wasteland and call it a spirit field. This was the legacy of a spirit plant farmer. The Wang family only had the level 2 spirit plant farmer legacy. Relying on the Jade Dragon spring water, they could barely open up level 3 spirit fields. There was no hope for level 4 spirit fields. However, the Underworld sect legacy from Zhou Xian also had the level 4 spirit plant farmer legacy. After all, the Underworld sect was a Jindan stage power with thousands of years of history. The spirit plant farmer legacy was still passable. With this legacy, relying on the Jade Dragon spring water, it was possible to open up level 4 spirit fields. At least it wasn't a problem to use it to maintain the level 3 and 4 spirit fields in the secret realm. Although the Green Willow Province secret realm's future wasn't as good as the 5-element secret realm, but its current value far exceeded the 5-element secret realm. The only shortcoming was that there were no minerals in the secret realm. However, the 100-river lake surroundings could make up for this. In the mine map that he had obtained before, it recorded that there were 3 level 3 spirit veins nearby. Furthermore, the Zhao family couldn't control all the spirit veins here. The loose cultivators in this place often obtained all kinds of strange materials. There must be many other spirit veins in the surroundings. As long as he carefully investigated, the potential was still very large. With this family's wealth, even if the Zhao Emperor didn't do business with the Wang family, he could still save up enough resources to revive the country. The only difference was the speed. When the Green Willow Province did business with other families, it was mainly to deceive people and recruit people at the same time. Without the means of doing business taking out large amounts of resources out of thin air, the 3 sects wouldn't let go of the Green Willow Province. Wang Daoyuan carefully investigated the entire secret realm. He found that this secret realm seemed to have energy from the outside world. Furthermore, this energy wasn't just pure spirit energy. It also had extremely strong vitality. Carefully investigating the inside and outside of the secret realm, and combining it with the incomplete legacy of the 100-spirit true monarch, Wang Daoyuan had a guess. The energy from the outside world should have come from the Green Willow Province's large willow tree. This willow tree was very likely the legendary hollow willow that had the laws of space. Opening a secret realm wasn't a simple matter. In addition to grasping the laws of space, it also needed to have heaven and earth treasures that could support space. This secret realm should have been opened with the hollow willow as the foundation. It was no wonder that the large willow tree had grown so big, but it was still an unranked spirit plant. The large willow tree's vitality and the laws of space had been introduced into this secret realm by the senior experts. In this way, the man-made mystic realm and the willow tree were bound together for good or ill. If the willow tree could be upgraded, this secret realm would also be upgraded. If the willow tree was destroyed, this secret realm wouldn't be able to survive alone. Chapter 636. Since he had the secret realm in his hands, Wang Daoyuan naturally wanted it to continue growing. When the hollow willow leveled up, the secret realm might expand a bit, or it might become more stable, or the spirit vein might be of a higher grade. The life spirit fire had an extremely strong effect on spirit plants. Not only could it make the life force of spirit plants more vigorous, it could also promote their leveling up. He could cultivate another pseudo-life spirit fire and place it here to nourish the hollow willow. The current land in the Green Willow secret realm was already enough. With the clan's current population growth rate, It would be very difficult to develop all of it without 200 or 300 years. The hollow willow had been here for who knows how many years and hadn't leveled up. It didn't matter if the life spirit fire was a pseudo-life spirit fire or a pseudo-life spirit fire a few years earlier or later. The most important thing now was to gain a foothold in the Green Willow province and migrate more clan members to develop the secret realm. He sent a message to third brother, explaining the situation in the Green Willow secret realm and asking him to bring the cultivators of the spirit plant hall to the Green Willow province. Soon the third brother brought a dozen cultivators to the Green Willow secret realm. Seeing this vast secret realm and so many level 3 and level 4 spirit fields, as well as level 3 and level 4 spirit plants, these clan members couldn't believe it. The third brother also asked with a face full of surprise, "Seventh brother, this secret realm belongs to our clan now?" Wang Daoyuan said with a smile, "Yes, it's not the first time we've seen a secret realm, do you have to be so excited?" The third brother waved his hand and said, "The difference between the 5-element secret realm and here is still a bit big. After more than 100 years of growth, the spirit vein there is only level 3 medium grade. It can't compare to level 4 medium grade spirit veins here. Also, these spirit veins are non-elemental spirit veins. I've been worried that there won't be a place to form a core in the future, but now I don't have to worry. With this secret realm, no matter what attribute a cultivator has, they can form a core. The secret realm is isolated from the rest of the world, and there's no need to worry about outside interference. Not to mention there are so many spirit fields and spirit plants." Wang Daoyuan took out a few beast skin books from the space in the spirit pearl and handed them to the third brother. "This is the level 4 spirit plant farmer inheritance that I obtained from the Netherworld sect, for the cultivators of the spirit plant hall to cultivate. It shouldn't be a problem to maintain these grade 3 and grade 4 spiritual fields. He had to be careful with those few rank 3 spirit grains. They were the foundation of the family's prosperity." The big willow tree outside was bound to the mystic realm for good or ill. In the future, the Green Willow Island market will have to be moved away from the big willow tree and build a city to protect the big willow tree and the entrance to the secret realm. The third brother took the beast skin book and said with a smile, "Don't worry, this is nothing." Wang Daoyuan nodded. "It's better to leave Green Willow Island to the family. I'm more at ease. You'll be in charge. I need to improve my alchemy skills as soon as possible so that I can refine gold formation pills. Fifth great-uncle, you and Mingshan will find it difficult to form our gold cores on our own. Mingshan wants to marry the crown prince's daughter as his wife, and Mingzhe wants to acknowledge his ancestors and return to the clan. These matters will be handed over to you as the clan leader." After leaving all the troublesome matters to his third brother, he returned to Jade Spring Peak. Wanchuan Market had also completed the handover. However, the handover was done in the name of the county king's estate. Wanchuan Market was beside the Wanchuan River, west of which was the interior of Shao. If one followed the Wanchuan River upstream, one could go all the way to Zhou Xian. East of Linhai Province, one could obtain all kinds of spiritual items from the sea. Especially now that all the families in Linhai Province had their own fiefs in Linchuan County, the connections between the Sky Beheading Mountain Range and the Wanchuan Market would become more prosperous. Its importance far surpassed that of Qingli Market. Wanchuan Market also had a rank 4 spirit vein and a defensive formation, so it was even safer. Therefore, Wang Daoyuan moved the county king's estate to Wanchuan Market. The 12th uncle was still in charge of all the affairs of the county king's estate. His position was also changed from head steward to prime minister of Qingli County. After returning to Jade Spring Peak, he went to the underground cave. Zhou Wan was soaking in the hot spring in the garden. The underground water vein he had drawn had turned into a hot spring under the heat of the lava. At this moment, Zhou Wan was leaning on the edge of the hot spring. Beside her, there was a large rock with spiritual fruits and other things. Seeing Wang Daoyuan enter, Zhou Wan smiled and said, "This time, you didn't have the support of this hall master's information during the peace talks with the Song country. You suffered a loss, right?" Wang Daoyuan took off his clothes and also entered the hot spring. "Even if you suffered a loss, it wouldn't be on my head. I also can't play with the Song country until it becomes useless. Otherwise, if Emperor Zhao doesn't have an opponent, wouldn't he be able to torment the nobles in the country? It's just nice to keep the long-legged prince for the two brothers to play with and relieve their boredom. It wasn't easy for me to come back." Let's not talk about those things outside. Let me scrub my beloved concubine's back. 3 days later, Zhou Xian was still asleep. Wang Daoyuan woke up energized and went to the earth fire room in front of him to try refining rank 4 medicinal pills. There was a huge gap between rank 3 and rank 4 alchemy. This gap was called pill veins. Pill veins were similar to tool veins, talisman veins, and formation veins. However, there were much fewer types. For example, there were flame-controlling pill veins to adjust the flame and spirit-extracting pill veins to extract the essence of spirit herbs. Pill veins were not inscribed. Instead, they were condensed with spiritual sense, just like the tool veins of the life magic tool. The things that pill veins could do were also done when refining medicinal pills. However, these tasks were forcibly completed by relying on the power of spiritual sense. These tasks were extremely tedious and relied entirely on spiritual sense. It consumed a lot of spiritual sense and was especially easy to make mistakes. Refining rank 4 medicinal pills and below was not a big problem. Generally, refining a cauldron of medicinal pills would take a few hours. An alchemist's spiritual sense could still handle it. However, it would take at least 1 to 2 months to refine a cauldron of 4th-grade medicinal pills. During this process, without the assistance of pill veins, Yuanying cultivators would not be able to handle it if they relied solely on spiritual sense. Generally speaking, pill veins relied on the power of laws to complete the tasks of refining medicinal pills. Controlling the flame, extracting the essence of spirit herbs, fusing the essence of spirit herbs, as well as condensing and nourishing medicinal pills could all be done with the help of pill veins. The effect of the pill veins was much stronger than before by relying on the power of spiritual sense. Moreover, the consumption of spiritual sense was much lower. Of course, condensing pill veins was not a simple matter. Condensing pill veins required the use of spiritual sense, and the strength of one's spiritual sense was also very high. Very few Zifu realm cultivators could condense pill veins. Firstly, their spiritual sense was not strong enough. Secondly, their comprehension of spiritual sense was not enough. Wang Daoyuan had no problem. His spiritual sense was not weaker than most late Golden Core realm cultivators. Moreover, he had comprehended a minor divine ability. His control of spiritual sense was far beyond that of ordinary Golden Core realm cultivators. The method of condensing pill veins was unique to each alchemy inheritance. Wang Daoyuan's rank 4 alchemy inheritance came from 100 Spirit True Lord. The method of condensing pill veins was quite brilliant. After practicing in the underground cave for a year, he finally finished condensing all the commonly used pill veins. The biggest difference between a rank 4 low-grade alchemist and a rank 3 high-grade alchemist was pill veins. With pill veins, everything else was easy. It was just a matter of practice. He used pill veins to refine a few furnaces of purple rhythm pills. This was also to familiarize himself with the use of pill veins. Then he began to refine jade essence cultivating pills. He also took the time to use silver light mysterious iron to forge a rank 4 low-grade alchemy furnace. After all, rank 4 medicinal pills needed to be nurtured after refining. And the time was relatively long, so he needed a pill furnace. The pill furnace used by ordinary people was best refined with fire tribute materials. However, when Wang Daoyuan was refining pills, he used 5-element spirit fire to temper different spiritual herbs. Using a fire attribute pill furnace was not very good, so he used silver light mysterious iron, a non-attribute material. Spiritual sense was strong enough. There was no need to extract the essence of the spiritual herbs one by one. Taking out all the spiritual herbs needed for a furnace of pills, he then condensed dozens of spirit-gathering pill veins. Together with the spirit fire, he extracted the essence of all the spiritual herbs at the same time. Except for the addition of pill veins which consumed less spiritual sense power, there was not much change in the process. After failing 3 times, Wang Daoyuan successfully refined 3 jade essence cultivating pills. From now on, he was qualified to say that he was a rank 4 low-grade alchemist. Chapter 637. If it was a pill below level 4, it would be considered done after the pill was formed. However, level 4 pills contained too much spiritual power and could not be taken out immediately after the pill was formed. Otherwise, a large amount of spiritual power would dissipate and even destroy the pill. The pill needed to be nurtured in the cauldron for a period of time to stabilize the spiritual power within. After the pill was formed, Wang Daoyuan heaved a long sigh of relief. The process of nurturing the pill was relatively easy. As long as the corresponding pill pattern was formed and the pill was not moved carelessly, it would not fail. Therefore, as long as the pill was formed, it would be considered a success. The Jade Marrow Essence nurturing pill needed about a month of nurturing. Wang Daoyuan placed the cauldron on the fire eye and replenished the pill pattern in the cauldron with spiritual power every 3 days. Zhou Xian walked out of the cave abode with a cup of tea. You've been concentrating for the past few days. Now that you've relaxed, you should have succeeded, right? Wang Daoyuan took the teacup and drank a few mouthfuls. Of course. Don't you know who I am? Now that the pill is formed, all that's left is nurturing. Nurturing is simple too. I just need to ensure the pill pattern is stable. Now let's cultivate the Cloud and Rain Heart Sutra together. It won't delay anything. Zhou Xian pinched his waist. You're always so mischievous. Wang Daoyuan gasped. My body is so strong and I even used the thick earth mystic handle. Why couldn't I block that move of yours? Zhou Xian glanced at him proudly. When I pinched you, I used Bloodshadow's secret technique to extort a confession. Even a demon wouldn't be able to withstand that, let alone a body cultivator who cultivates organs like you. Wang Daoyuan was completely subdued by this move and could only admit defeat. A month later, a rich medicinal fragrance wafted into the room from the underground fire room. Both of them were startled awake. Wang Daoyuan immediately ran out. He opened the cauldron lid and saw 3 white pills the size of longans. There were purplish gold patterns on them. The rich medicinal fragrance from before came from this medicinal pill. He took out the pills and put them into a special jade box, which could reduce the loss of the pill's spiritual energy. Zhou Xian also put on her clothes and walked out. She asked, "Is the medicinal pill done? Give me one to try." Wang Daoyuan opened the jade box and another wave of medicinal fragrance wafted out. People who have spiritual fire, why would they care about these pills? Zhou Xian took a pill and swallowed it. This pill can increase the speed of condensing true essence. It is also useful for people like us who have spiritual fire. With that, she returned to her room to meditate and cultivate. Wang Daoyuan put away the remaining 2 pills and was about to continue refining pills. Suddenly, he received a message from Zhao Jinggua. He wanted to come over and discuss the marriage of Princess Xiaoyu. The matter of Wang Mingzi returning to the clan had long been settled. After all, this was something that could improve Emperor Zhao's reputation, so they were naturally more concerned. As early as 10 months ago, Zhao Jinggua had brought Wang Mingzi to the Three River Market. Emperor Zhao gave him the name Zhao Xuani, and he followed Zhao Jinggua to cultivate Zhao family's legacy. Previously, Zhao family couldn't even assemble a complete court structure. Marriage, which wasn't too urgent, naturally had to be pushed back. A year had passed and the court structure should have been set up. They just needed a big happy event to liven things up. Zhao Jinggua came in person, so Wang Daoyuan naturally had to welcome him. He greeted Zhao Jinggua 100 miles south of Shanbei. The two entered the auditorium and sat down as the host and guest. Zhao Jinggua cupped his hands and said, "Prince, previously, we discussed the marriage between you and His Majesty. Due to busy affairs, it was delayed until today. Now that the various affairs in the capital are on track, His Majesty wants to hurry up with the marriage. What do you think, Prince?" Wang Daoyuan smiled. Since His Majesty has spoken, there is naturally no problem. Minister Zong is in charge of royal etiquette. You still have to decide on the various etiquette for Princess Xiaoyu's marriage. The two discussed for a while and finally set the wedding date for 2 months later. During this time, Wang Mingshan had to go to Three River Market to receive a title. After all, Princess Xiaoyu couldn't marry a commoner. It just so happened that Wang Mingshan was the next clan head, so Emperor Zhao gave him the title of Marquis Yuchuan. In the future, this title would naturally be inherited by Wang Mingshan's son. The Wang family's Marquis Yuchuan bloodline also had the Zhao family's bloodline. Wang Daoyuan naturally had no objections. He had the power to confer a marquis, so a marquis didn't matter. Zhao Jinggua took his leave, and Wang family also began to make preparations. 2 months later, it was time to escort the bride. Wang Mingshan and a group of brothers of the Ming generation brought along the prince's ceremonial and betrothal gifts. They took a third-grade flying warship and headed to Three River Market. Although Zhao Yuchuan was a princess, Zhao family still followed the etiquette of a princess. When the sun was setting in the west, the bridal escort team returned. The scale of the escort team was also relatively large. Zhao Jinghua and Prince Lin Hai were both there, bringing half of the emperor's carriage. The dowry was filled with 2 flying warships, much more extravagant than the Wang family. Wang family had already prepared a wedding banquet, and the guests who came to congratulate them had already arrived. None of the families in Qingli County were missing. The surrendered Jindan of the Netherworld sect and Cruel Sun Palace were all sealed in Shanbei. Wang Daoyuan was in charge of the affairs of Shanbei, so he was their immediate superior. Naturally, they didn't dare to not come. The gifts they gave were naturally good and none of them were lower than 4th grade. In addition to them, Heangshi family and Linchuan Wu family also sent juniors with higher status to congratulate them. However, the wealth of these 2 families had been exhausted hundreds of years ago. Now that they had just recovered their titles, they didn't have much wealth, so the gifts they gave were relatively ordinary. However, the families of Linhai Prefecture sent a lot of gifts, including Gu Qingfeng who came personally. There was no custom of bowing to heaven and earth. The bride was directly sent to Wang Mingshan's residence, and Wang Mingshan himself came out to entertain the guests. As Wang Mingshan's closest elder, Wang Daoyuan was the one who accompanied him to the wedding. It wasn't until the sun set in the west and the moon rose in the east that the guests gradually dispersed. Wang Mingshan also went to the bridal chamber. Only Gu Qingfeng and Zhong Xian remained in the hall, accompanied by the 12th uncle. After sending the guests away, Wang Daoyuan returned to the hall and asked, "Gu Daoyu, what's the matter?" Gu Qingfeng cupped his hands and said, "To tell you the truth, I came this time to discuss business with the county king. I'm sure the county king knows that Linhai Prefecture has a shortage of crafting materials. A small number of crafting materials also need to be found in the sea. There are many mines in Qingli County. They also do business with the demons and half-demons in Shanbei, so they have no lack of crafting materials. However, the demons in Qingli County are strong, so it's difficult to obtain materials from 4th grade demons. Linhai Prefecture is close to the sea, so there are many aquatic demons. Even the materials from rank 4 demonic beasts could be obtained. We can use each other's strengths to make up for our weaknesses. As long as the county king is willing, we can have as many inner cores as you want. We can even have golden cores. Moreover, we can also give you a few shops in Linhai Prefecture." Wang Daoyuan and the 12th uncle looked at each other with joy on their faces. 200 years ago, Wang Daoyuan suggested that the family change their strategy of wholeheartedly joining the underworld sect. The first cave was the underworld sect, but now it's the Zhao family. The second cave was the sky-chopping mountain range, which has produced great results and has 2 secret realms. The third cave has been unsettled. Since knowing that the Zhao family was going to cause trouble, the Wang family gave up on the Linhai Prefecture strategy. They didn't expect that this cave would be delivered to them. Although Linhai Prefecture was no longer a backup plan for the family, doing business in Linhai Prefecture was very beneficial for the family. They could sell the family's resources here and also purchase high-value resources unique to the sea. Not to mention other things, just the inner cores and golden cores of demonic beasts were extremely valuable. Doing business was about mutual exchange. The resources in the sea could naturally be sold for a good price in Qingli County. If they were sold to the demons and half-demons in Shanbei, the price would be even higher. Wang Daoyuan smiled. "Our Wang family has long wanted to expand our business in Linhai Prefecture, but we were forced by the situation and couldn't do so. Now that we have such a good opportunity, we naturally won't give it up." Chapter 638. Hearing Wang Daoyuan's words, Gu Qingfeng's face lit up. Qingli County was within the borders of the state of Zhao, and it was the county that produced the most low-grade materials. In the east, there were countless ore veins of various sizes in the periphery of the sky-beheading mountain range. Coupled with the trade with the demons and half-demons in the north of the mountain, the conditions could be said to be unique. If this business was successful, the problem of the lack of refining materials in Linhai could be completely solved. Moreover, the Gu clan and a few other clans were doing this business with the Wang clan in private. When selling to rogue cultivators, they could make a profit without lowering the price. The clans in the cultivation world could only rely on their own resources to make ends meet. If they wanted to make a fortune, they had to rely on rogue cultivators. The two discussed for a long time. Neither side was short of spirit stones, so they did not use spirit stones to trade. Both sides used the barter method. The Linhai County side used the materials of the sea beasts, including the inner cores of the beasts, to exchange for the refining materials here. The Linhai County side gave a discount. The goods in Linhai County were sold according to the market price. The goods in Qingli County were sold at twice the market price. Of course, the clans in Linhai County sold the goods to rogue cultivators at 4 or 5 times the price. This was not something Wang Daoyuan could control. After the two reached an agreement, Gu Qingfeng said goodbye and left. Wang Daoyuan did not need to worry about the remaining details. The finance hall of the county king's mansion would manage it. After Gu Qingfeng left, Wang Daoyuan looked at Zhou Xian and asked, "Marquis Guy, what's the matter?" Zhou Xian smiled and said, "His Majesty has sealed the defected clans in the north of the mountain, but he did not specify a fief. I think it's because he has already handed over the north of the mountain to the county king and doesn't want to overstep his authority. I came to beg the county king on behalf of a few clans." It had to be said that the Zhao Emperor was quite good at handling matters. After handing over the north of the mountain to Wang Daoyuan, he did not interfere anymore. He was not like the Netherworld sect who always wanted to cause trouble. He nodded and asked, "Which spiritual mountain do you have your eyes on?" "Although His Majesty has given me full authority to deal with the north of the mountain. But the north of the mountain is still the world of the demons and half-demons. They don't listen to me. Even those human forces haven't taken the initiative to come and greet me." Zhou Xian said flatteringly, "Those human forces don't come to greet you because they are blind. With your Highness's ability, the northern part of the mountain will be your fief sooner or later. We want a fief with Yin Qi. As long as His Highness agrees, we will take care of the rest ourselves. In the future, if the Duke has any orders, we will go through water and tread on fire without hesitation." Although Zhou Xian's fief was to be placed in Shanbei, they were not considered people of Qingli Commandery. After all, their titles were conferred by Emperor Zhao himself, and Wang Daoyuan was only managing the human forces in the north of the mountain on behalf of Emperor Zhao. Their relationship was only that of superior and subordinate, not that of monarch and subject. Wang Daoyuan's order was no match for the Zhao Emperor's imperial edict. Zhou Xian claimed to be a subject of Qingli County. Later on, he would only listen to Wang Daoyuan and would not listen to Emperor Zhao. Wang Daoyuan was somewhat puzzled. Within 2,000 miles north of Mount Huiyan, there is only one mysterious Yin spring that produces Yin Qi. But the Yin Qi there has already dried up, leaving only baleful aura. Where are you going to find a place with Yin Qi? Zhou Xian smiled. "I have to thank your highness for this. Previously, you worked together with the demons to deal with the refined corpses. After that, you also drew the underground water vein to bring out the Yin Qi of the ghost cave. The underground water vein was abundant. After flowing out of the ghost cave, it turned into a river and flowed northwest. Along the way, the river gathered many streams. Now it is more than 20,000 miles north of Mount Huiyan, flowing out of the sky-beheading mountain range." Wang Daoyuan also knew about this. This kind of change in landscape naturally could not be hidden from others. Rogue cultivators called the river Hell King River. After gathering many streams, the amount of water was almost comparable to a clear stream. Moreover, the spiritual power contained in the river was not low, comparable to that of a third-level water spirit vein. The concentration of Yin Qi was even higher, reaching the third level of the upper level. It was comparable to the Darkwater River before the Yin Qi disappeared. At present, there were already evil cultivators settling down there. In a few decades, that place would become a gathering place for evil cultivators. Ordinary families would not dare to settle down there. However, Zhou Xian and the rest were evil cultivators. Those wild fox cultivators were nothing in front of them. Wang Daoyuan reminded, "You have to think carefully. That place is more than 20,000 miles away from Mount Huiyan, and there are many demon and half-demon tribes in between. If you are attacked, the commandery will not be able to provide support." Zhou Xian had an indifferent expression. "Don't worry, Your Highness. This old man can still hold on for 100 years. Although the demons are strong, their souls are weak. We cultivators of the walking ghost path are the best at suppressing the demons. In front of me, a 4th-level upper demon is just a piece of cake. 100 years is enough for me to kill all the demons in the surrounding area. As long as the descendants can still produce golden core cultivators, it will not be a problem to protect the foundation with the help of the formation. However, the northern part of the mountain is dangerous. I want to leave a few descendants who cultivate righteous cultivation techniques to work in the commandery prince's manner. In the future, even if the family cannot withstand the demons, it will not end the family line. Since Zhou Xian was insistent, Wang Daoyuan did not object. The Wang family's main focus was on the periphery of the sky/mountain range. They did not need to have any ideas about the northern part of the mountain. However, the family had to grow stronger. They might have to expand to the north in the future. Those who do not plan for the future will not be able to plan for the moment. It was better to plan ahead. Evil cultivators and itinerant cultivators had always been the vanguard of the human race in reclaiming the wilderness. With Zhou Xian and the rest in the northern part of the mountain, the demons would not have to think about causing trouble in the southern part of the mountain. When the Wang family expanded to the northern part of the mountain in the future, there would be less resistance. Wang Daoyuan smiled. Since you are not afraid, I have no objections. It is not a big deal to send people to work in the commandery prince's manor. I will allow it. However, I have to remind you that there is a yellow spring secret realm near the Mirror Treasure Lake Oasis. There are many refined corpses there. You have to be careful. Those refined corpses have extremely high intelligence. The leader is an old monster that has been alive for thousands of years. Although you are a first-rate golden core expert and can easily defeat refined corpses, you may not be able to defeat that old monster. Zhou Xian's face darkened. 1,000-year-old monster with intelligence. Could it be a ghost cultivator? Wang Daoyuan nodded. It is a ghost cultivator. When I was killing the refined corpses, he communicated with me through voice transmission. This ghost cultivator can control level 4 refined corpses. These refined corpses are much stronger than those refined by the underworld sect. Zhou Xian thought for a long time before replying, "Thank you for your reminder, Your Highness. However, Your Highness joined forces with the demons to kill the refined corpses. That ghost cultivator only dared to communicate with Your Highness but did not dare to attack. He must have his own concerns. Since he is a ghost cultivator, it is inevitable that he will be struck by lightning. He has lived for thousands of years and his strength has not reached the point where he has nothing to fear. He must have relied on the Yellow Spring secret realm to hide his secrets. This person will not dare to leave the Yellow Spring secret realm. I am confident that he will only send out the refined corpses." Wang Daoyuan nodded. "If that is the case, then I will not speak any further. According to convention, a marquis's land cannot exceed 1,000 miles, a count cannot exceed 500 miles, and a viscount cannot exceed 300 miles. You can go to the underworld river and choose a spiritual mountain. Then report to me. Finally, I want to remind you that under my Qingli County I can accommodate clans, but I can't accommodate sections. I do not want to be like Emperor Zhao and be stabbed by sections. No matter how strong a clan was, it still needed mortals as its foundation. In the bitter cold north of the mountains, it was not easy to strengthen a clan. However, recruiting heretic cultivators would expand too quickly. Zhou Xian and the others held the inheritance of the underworld sect. Once they reopened at the underworld river, they would recruit heretic cultivators. In less than a few hundred years, there would be another underworld sect. Although sects were not as united as clans, if a group of heretic cultivators who did not have many mortals to worry about wanted to cause trouble, the damage would still be great. Hearing this, Zhou Xian hurriedly cupped his hands. "Don't worry, Your Highness. We only want to protect our clan." That you're tuning in to the Zhou Xian's Legacy YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.